Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to Fultondale, Alabama, where the Alabama Chargers have rolled in to take on the Force. This one looks to be a banger, folks, and I tell you, you're going to have a great time. It's about 85 degrees this afternoon. There's a breeze coming from the southwest, so it's a pretty warm day out there, and when you calculate that, along with playing on turf, it can be pretty tough. I am blessed today to be joined by my counterpart, Leroy, a.k.a. Darius, a.k.a. The Gun College. Glad to have him here. I'm telling you, I'm tickled to death.
Thank you,
sir.
I
love you. You know, we've been up and down the road together. We've been on the sidelines coaching together at different points in time. So it is not just a pleasure, but a privilege to have you by my side today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you having me in to do this game with you today. You know, it's like you said, a privilege. More than anything, working with you, the great voice. Hey, that's what I know you as, the great voice. Hey, you've done a great job in doing this for so many years, and to sit by your side and be able to take some notes, hey, I really appreciate that.
Well, just don't take the notes that my wife has. She'll tell you in a heartbeat that I'm just kind of a loud mouth and I snore loud, and if I just shut up, she'd be happy. You know? But no, she's a great woman. I love her to death. Love you, Tanya. I love you. Love you. I want you to know that. But let's focus back on the football here. It looks like the officials have finally arrived. So we'll be getting the contest underway shortly. I had an opportunity to talk with Coach Terry Ray of the Chargers. They're coming into the contest at 6-2, and one of the things that they're trying to maintain is that, look, we know who the Force is. We know what we can expect out of the Force. We understand their defense, that they can put up points. They know that the Forces have basically on the field blown out every opponent that they've played against outside of the one game in Atlanta where they had that 10-7 contest. But from their standpoint, they believe that they can get the job done, and they're definitely going to do it. One of the officials just walked in, keeping time here, so glad to see him as well. But one of the things that, the Force is looking at, they've had a little bit of time off, and, they've gone through some things. They have 2 losses by forfeit, so we want to keep in mind that they did not lose it on the field. And I think it's fair to let all the fans know that. Their defense has not allowed any points all season long. The Force has basically been lights out when it comes to allowing points. So it's going to be tough sledding for the Chargers. Now, as far as the Chargers, they've allowed 44 points this season. So what does that mean? Well, you have to look at their opponents and who they did it against, and this is their toughest challenge yet, and they know it. So Coach Ray knows that. He's got his boys prepared for today's game. I had a chance to talk with Coach Dre as well. The guys are focused. They're not concerned with the events that, the league was involved in. They're here to play football. They're not here to play politics. They're not here to worry about what the boardroom says or what officials in certain positions say. They are here to play football. And as the playoffs are starting to roll around, that's all they're thinking about. So today's contest, like I said, ought to be a banger. And Mr. Colley, this one is going to be fun.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I mean, I'm here for some good football. And from my understanding, from speaking with one of the coaches, I understand that the Force definitely plays inside the zone. Within, I'll say, 5 yards of ball, tackle to tackle, linebacker to line. Hey, they're going to be physical. They're going to be fast. I like to see I love to see a good game. Chargers, haven't had a chance to watch into their video yet, but like you said, though, I've heard a lot of good things about them. Speedy, fast, upfield, run his own reads pretty well. Yeah.
And you said something about speed, and that is one thing that, that logo on their helmet isn't just that. One of the things I like to do, they try to get up as fast as they can, get upfield, kind of get the defense on their heels to be able to mix it up a little bit. Now, one of the things that's really going to be tough for them is the front 4 of the Force defensively has basically been the wall all season long. And what they've done, the Force has done, is they've used that to key with linebacker blitzes, safety blitzes, because if you can't do anything with the front 4, well, now everybody else, it's a free-for-all because the quarterback has 0 time to set up his play. And I think we're going to see a lot of that today.
Yeah, one thing like my old coach used to tell me, that's like shooting fish in the barrel, right? If you got a very effective front line, your linebacker's able to roam. you're safe there, ready to roam. It makes you, I guess you say, kind of predictable because now all your routes got to be short. All your routes got to be quick. You can't go downfield because you can't do 7-step drops. You can't do 5-step drops. You got so much pressure coming off the sides, insides, getting in throwing lanes. Hey, it's quick to make turnovers, quick to have someone make a mistake. So one thing I'm looking for definitely with this Force team, I've heard so many wonderful things about them. I'm waiting to actually see, as you say, the wall, the front of them, the aggressiveness. Hey, I was born and raised with the 85 Bears. I want to see some William Perry type, some William Perry, some McMahon type defensive fronts, some Dent, some
Ditka style.
Yeah, some vicious, the old Bear front. Which we're not going to see it today, but hey, the Bear front type of intensity.
Well, their linebackers can get after you like Singletary, so I think you're gonna be pleased with that. Now, I want to point out one of the running backs for the Force, and that's Justin Ellis. He had a chance to speak with him before the game, and watching him run is akin to watching bowling. Okay. He intends to use some of the guys on the Chargers as pins, but on the flip side of that. Armstrong and Epps at receiver for the Chargers, they got them on their P's and Q's. Now, obviously, William Elam, he likes, a.k.a. Sticky Fingers.
Right.
He's wanting them to throw, okay? He's wanting the Chargers to throw that ball. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Rashad Louis reacts sitting back there in the pocket. He has had so much time to operate this year. But I'm just not sure if this is the contest where he's going to have that same opportunity. Maybe, just maybe, this one here is going to be like that Atlanta team that they faced a few weeks ago. This one might be a little tougher than the stats, or I should say the aura of the Force would make it seem. So teams are getting lined up. The Force has the boom box out there going. They are energetic. They are ready to play. They're ready to get going. And if you look at the other side of the field, you look at the Chargers, I can tell you, watching them warm up, I'm just not seeing anything right now that would tell me that this is going to be easy sledding for the Force. And I know you fans out there have watched the Force just steamroll through their opponents. Like I said, with the exception of that one contest. So I believe that there will be another tough one for them. So we will see how that works out.
And going on piggyback on what you're saying about that energy, the energy level that you're seeing, I'm kind of picking up on the Chargers. It's almost like a deadly silence. Like the old martial arts type of deal. We're not going to extend too much energy. We know what you want to do. We know what we came to do. It seems like the Chargers actually are going to be undersized against this Force team. The Force, it does have a lot of, don't want to say it like this, but a lot of wide bodies, a lot of wide backs.
They got a lot of wide bodies. They do.
Hey.
I'm looking at Jones down there from the sideline for the Force, and I can tell you, he is a plug. Okay. He is a plug. And I believe he also you've got I think that's Ferreira down there. And I mean, what do you do? It's kind of like where do I go? There's no screen doors on that thing. So it's going to be definitely an interesting contest. Coach Dre's out there talking with the officials along with Coach Ray.
And now one person I do want to point out, we were talking about wide bodies, and as my coach used to call them, wide butts. Mr. 76, Alejandro Sanchez Ibero. I know I messed up the last name.
No, we tried.
We tried. I mean, Birmingham school system, man. Hey, look, I've tried. But he's a big guy. He's definitely a big guy. I mean, he's pushing well over 300 pounds.
No doubt.
The reason why I want to point him out, because we sit up in the stands. I don't have my glasses on, and I can literally see the 76 on his back. So I want you to know that's a big guy.
Yeah. And that team I was referring to is the Georgia Thrashers, where the Forest came away with a 10-7 victory. That's as close as it's got all year. So I want to make sure I stand corrected when I said they basically they have allowed no points. Well, they did allow a few here and there. But I definitely tell you, it's nothing to write home about if you're, talking about being concerned about being scored on. And how about this? If you look at this, people, you going to tell me that the Chargers aren't ready? They are at the far hash mark as the captains are on the field. And for the force, you have Rashad Louis, number 42, Keyshawn Pollock, number 2, I believe that is Jason Williams, number 9, that is Allen Robertson, along with number 17, Darren Clark. That looks like number 62 out there as well, Chris McCarroll. And I got one there I can't make out due to the hair covering his number up.
Just call him long hair. How about that? Mr.
Now, I will
Long
tell
Hair.
you this. I did see this, and I believe they when they were playing the Commandos, that long hair came into play as there was a tackle, and there was a little bit of unhappiness about that. So I did get Clark, yes.
All right, it's right here. Still can't see it. Now, me being a former official, one thing I can let you know is with the hair hanging out the helmet, they consider hair as part of the uniform.
Yes, absolutely.
So it is. You can be tackled by your hair. And the sad part about it, with it being on the back of your head, it's not an actual horse collar tackle.
That's correct.
So it can be done, as illegal as possible.
Well, yes. And you're absolutely right. And I believe that is Quan Curtis, the safety for the Chargers out there representing the team. So you're right. And a lot of times that gets missed, and that's the way from NFL through college on down. And they tell those guys, hey, if you don't want them to grab it, don't put it there.
That's right. Tuck it in. Put it in your shoulder pads.
Now, I remember there was a Clemson game I was watching. Old Sunshine got them blonde locks tugged off. So don't think it's exclusive to our African American brothers out there. If you got long hair, they're gonna grab it.
They're gonna grab it. It doesn't matter. It's gonna get grabbed. I remember that one time when I want to say his name, Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams running for the New Orleans Saints. Up the sideline, I want to say 30, 40 yards. The safety snatched him down by the hair, and everybody wanted a flag. And I'm like, well, hey, unfortunately, it's part of the uniform.
That's right. I mean, they said, well, if he tackles him by the arm or by the hand or wraps up the legs, well, the hair's part of the body. What do you want us to do with it?
I mean, correct. I mean, hey, we can't give you a pass because you don't want to cut your hair. It doesn't work like that.
And that's right. So, it looks like they're finally going to get this settled, I hope. I don't know what's going on there. Don't know if it was a two-headed quarter or something that, But there's been quite the conversation going on at midfield.
All right, to be honest with you, I didn't understand that signal. I want to say the Chargers won the toss.
That's what it looked like.
Declined, and the Force will receive the ball.
Right. And the Force will be running basically, if you're looking at the position of the sun, they're running southwest to northeast. So we'll just call it west to east and keep it simple. And it's a breezy day out there, so that's certainly going to help a lot with the temperature on that turf. I walked on it, and I'm not going to lie, my feet were warm.
Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of the turf thing. I'll be honest with you. I prefer natural grass. It's hard to keep up with, but that turf, man, it really hurts.
Well, the technology over the years has gotten much better. I mean, it's not like playing at the Vet as it used to be in Philadelphia or at the old Astrodome, I can tell you that.
Oh, and for the ones who from Birmingham, the first
Legion Field turf, yes, absolutely.
The real carpet.
That's right. Well, you can thank a bunch of technicians for that. Of course, anybody that knows it was first laid at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. And, anybody knows anything about Earl Campbell, you know why he has 2 brand new hips.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that stuff was rough, but the technology is a lot better nowadays. The biggest problem with turf now is dealing with the temperatures on it. Now, if these guys did not properly hydrate and prepare before the game, we might see that manifest itself. Just because it's breezy out there does not stop the cramps. So it'll be curious to see what the conditioning is for both of these squads.
Yeah, and let's touch on one misconception that a lot of people think, especially new trainers, new coaches, in the youth league. You do not hydrate the day of.
No.
You hydrate 2 days before, and you never hydrate with ice water. You hydrate with room temperature water. Ice water actually puts your body in a state of shock and actually give you more dehydration. So therefore, you're really not hydrating. You're really just filling your belly for more cramps.
That's absolutely right. And to our fans out there, you got to watch out. You know, you got a couple of old coaches up here.
Hey,
so we know how to, we know what you got to do to take care of yourself, and encouraging the players to take care of themselves. And of course, these coaches and staffs do a great job, but ultimately, these are grown men, okay, and they have a responsibility to do the things that they're supposed to do in their off hours and in the off season.
And that is correct. And hopefully these guys are taking care of themselves. A strained muscle or a pulled muscle can actually come from dehydration, And I hate to see your time out for these guys to get rehydrated, or as we call it, the meat wagon. Now the meat wagon come on the field.
You got that right. Now, looking at both of these squads, from a size standpoint, I want to say they're, about equal. The Chargers look a little leaner. And, of course, I'm staring, down on the field looking at Big Jones, number 59. That's Donovan Jones. And, I was just thinking, it's about to become barbecue season, but I do not want to be at the table fighting over a plate of ribs with that guy.
Or that guy here, number 50. I want to say that's number 50 right here, down by the 30-yard line. Can't see his. I want to say it's 50. That's a big guy.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about, Donovan.
That's Mr. Jones.
Yeah, that's Donovan Jones.
Donovan Jones.
I don't want to fight him for any ribs on the table. He can have the whole slab.
Hey, man, I don't want to fight him for anything. I promise you. That's a big guy. That's a big guy, man. He seems like he'll hurt everybody.
You got that right. Well, it looks like they're about to kick off, and the force will receive. They're trying to get the sticks out on the field and get those set.
Now, one thing I do want to touch, man, me being an old alumni of Midfield High School, I love the powder blue, man. We had the powder blue and red back in high school. I love the powder blue. The powder blue uniforms of the Force is a throwback for me, old throwback to the Houston Oilers days. I love it. I love the decor, as my wife would say. So that's a shout-out to Tashara Collins. Shout out, I love you. Hope you're doing well in your play tonight. And I guess you want to say break a leg, but not literally, because I'm not going to the doctor.
No. Well, you got Beard, Smith, and I believe that is number 24, Dunklin back there to receive.
Yeah, I was watching Beard earlier in warm-ups. The guy has some wheels up under him, man. He's pretty elusive, pretty fast.
He does. And handling the dirty work, that's Jabara Tanner. Looks like he's going to do the kicking for the Chargers. And it looks like that one way or another they're going to get the sticks sorted out. The last time I saw this much confusion over a set of sticks, I was at a Chinese restaurant and somebody had never used them before and dropped all the Kung Pao chicken on the floor. So,
hey, don't be telling everybody about what I did, man. I'm sorry. Hey, man.
Hey, look, I didn't name any names. I just said that the chicken ended up on the floor.
Man, me and chopsticks don't go well together. That's almost like, I guess you say, oil and water.
Now you guys understand why I said I was so tickled to death to have my brother from another mother up here with us today. And hopefully we'll be able to keep this thing going because ultimately at the end of the day, we appreciate you, the fans out there. So make sure you hit that like button. Let's get those thumbs ups going. We want you to enjoy the contest. We're looking forward to seeing your comments and your reactions. Moxie Media Productions thanks you for watching today's broadcast.
Yes,
And
we are streaming live on. Let's man, I forgot Twitter. I don't say X. I'm sorry. It's
that's
Twitter.
right. We are on X. That's correct.
Right. That's right. Facebook as well. as
And
long as
there's
we're
the
YouTube.
kick. It's a short one. And that one's going to get scooped up by number 15, Bernard Smith. And he's going to get upended after a short return.
Like they're going to start
And-
at the 46-yard line.
And that is where they're going to place the ball. They're going to set it at the far hash mark near the visitor side. It'll be interesting to see what the Force comes out with. Now, the Force has had some time off. And, talking with Coach Dre, he says he expects a little bit of rust. That is to be expected when you have some time off like that. And it's also dangerous when you're facing a good opponent. So it'll be interesting to see how they start out. And, of course, the Chargers are already looking to show some blitz. Got an empty backfield. Louis in shotgun formation, 4 wide. Has the open man, and that is number 9.
And there he goes.
And he is going to be brought down by the show. That's number 5. I stand corrected. That is Steven Starks. And just like that.
Hey, we are already in Chargers territory. This game has started off a little fast, correct?
Well, faster than I thought. That ball was spotted at the 18-yard line, and they caught the Chargers sleeping. They were showing blitz and looked like they wanted to bring the house once again. Now, this time they're going 5 wide, empty backfield. High snap. Louis gets rid of it quick. It's tucked in. And that one's going to be caught by number 5, Stephen Starks.
We got a holding call. That's going to be on that right guard. The right guard grabbed the defensive tackle roughly, I want to say, by the neck, the head, and the hair, and took him down to the ground. Great chokehold. I mean, wrestling move, beautiful.
Well, we don't need any WWE action here. And we have to keep in mind that it is a spot foul.
So it'll be 10 yards from the spot of that foul, which fortunately was on the offensive line. So they only put him back 20, first down and 20 on this one.
Yeah, it looks like, first and 19, so spare a yard. So they're going 4 wide again. This time they're up. We've got movement up front. And this one is going to be against the Chargers. That'll cost them 5.
Yeah, that left defensive end got a little. Oh, hold up. They're doing it against the Force. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. The white hat indicated that it was offsides, but there was some discussion, and it is a false start.
So that should have been on the right tackle.
So, that cost the Force 5 yards. So it is now going to be 1st and 24 for the Force. They don't change formation, but they do have a single man in the backfield to provide a little bit of extra blocking. Snap to Louis. Louis looking downfield, and he's got some trouble. He gets away and is still on his feet.
Well, he did pick up at least some of the yardage back.
Yeah, he'll go out of bounds. And as a result of that play, it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Force.
That was a wise play by the quarterback. He felt the pressure, got out, used his feet. So we also going to see a little movement, I guess. Dual threat quarterback today?
Oh, absolutely. So we're going 5 wide again. Louis in shotgun formation. And once again, he's flushed out the pocket, looks downfield for the open man, and it is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And that is number 12, Christian Briscoe. So this will be an interesting 3rd down for the Force. Now, Bronson Young has a solid leg, so it's not that the Force would be afraid to kick from this position. However, the wind would be a factor, but let's see what's going to happen here. So it looks like they're going to go 5 wide. You've got 3 to the near side, 2 up high. Chargers showing blitz. And they're indicating it for sure. And Louis is going to be flushed out of the pocket once again. and is going to try to make hay out of it, and they're not going to get enough for the first down. The first one to bring him down is Quan Curtis for the Chargers. Louis gets to the 15-yard line, but that's not enough to move the sticks and get a fresh set of downs. It'll be fourth and let's see where the official spot is. What do you think?
Now, that's 4th and 16. It's going to be at the 16-yard line, so we're looking at 4th and rough flats. 4th and 7?
Yeah, I think you're right. So this will be an interesting call by the Force. Oh, there comes number 19. Here comes Bronson Young.
And I've been watching him. I was watching him in warm-ups, and the guy is actually pretty accurate. He's actually pretty accurate. Now, the question is, can we get this hold down? If we get the hold down, get the snap correct, this should be an easy 3.
Well, if you're watching and you've seen those treetops, you know that it's pretty breezy out there. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge. There it goes. And it is good. And one thing Young has done all season is be consistent. So the Force answers the bell, gets 3 on the board with 10:53 remaining in the first quarter. The Force lead the Chargers 3-0. All right, we're back. The Chargers, after allowing a huge pass play, shut down the Force and only allowed 3. Number 5 on the return for the Chargers, and that is Jacavius Epps.
Oh, we got Lundgren on the field. It seems like there may be a face mask.
And we'll see what the white hat has to say about that.
Yeah, he threw that one from a good little distance, about 10 yards away, as the guy was going out of bounds. So,
yeah, and I think you're right. And when you get it on the sideline in that area as he's going out of bounds, that's usually certainly an indicator of a personal foul.
Now, one thing I do want to question.
There it is, horse collar.
There you go.
So, Leroy, you were all over it, my friend.
Now, one thing I want to question, though, the decision to go across the field. I mean, you was already on the short side of the field with a wall built up. Press it. Press the guy on the far end. Ain't no sense in running away from it.
No, I agree. But you kind of wonder what they're thinking when they're actually doing, returning that ball. So this is going to be interesting for the Force and the Chargers. The Force's defense. There's that front four. And they're ready to go. That you can see them. I mean, they're ready to jump. And that snaps a little bit sideways, and he has to get rid of it quickly. The intended receiver, number 21, Eric Blockham. And Eric, Mr. Blockham is a little bit special to me. I watched that kid graduate at Clay Chalkwell. He's one of ours.
And that's the quarterback, correct?
No, number 21. He was the intended receiver.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of giggled. Because I said, I remember calling his number then, too.
Hey, it does touch you when you see the guys grow up.
It really does. And Rashad Louis, he was at Shades Valley. So you see these kids grow up and they're successful young men, and that's what you want to see. And it's just a great opportunity and a lot of fun to be able to call their numbers as they've moved on to other leagues or other ventures in the great sport of football.
Oh, yes. You love to see them grow.
So it's 2nd and 10. Rough snap. Quarterback's going to try to take off with it. Number 10, DeMarcus Bloxham, is going to be wrapped up quickly. That play goes nowhere. And what do you think about that? I mean, it seemed to me that the play was a little slow to develop. Plus, they're trying to attack that vaunted front four of the Force.
I really think the coach is actually trying to fill him out right now, trying to bait him into a false sense of security. And maybe he's going to have to spread them out because right now, that middle is stingy. You're going to have to try to get on the outside and see what you can move around. They play within the first 10 yards. Everything was in the first 5 yards. Now, one thing I would like to see the Chargers do, let's just drop back and throw one deep. See if you can bag them safeties up. They're sitting in bump and run coverage, the Force Seals. So let's see if we can loosen them up a little bit.
It looks like we got an audible on the field. Now we've got 2 wide, and I think they're going to end up with a delay of game, and that's exactly what they got. I think they were trying to adjust to the look, so that's going to cost them 5 yards. And the last thing you want to do when you're playing against the Force is back up.
And see, one thing I am noticing about this Force defense, it dictates what you're going to do. And they're trying their best to dictate what the Chargers are going to play.
So it looks like now they're going to have to put some receivers out there. They're just in a rough spot. So they're going to go 4 wide. And watch the far side of the field. I see a blitz coming, and there it goes. The pass is caught. Number 2, Jared Butler. He gets it, but he's not going to have enough to move those sticks. Now, this actually could be kind of interesting. This is that part of the field where, do you want to take a chance or do you want to punt it away?
And it looked like they're going to take a chance.
Well, it's 4th and 4. So you got trips tight, 1 man wide, single man in the backfield, shotgun formation, and it looks like the Force is going to bring everything but the kitchen sink. And he has to get rid of it quickly. The intended receiver, number 24, Cordarius Leith, is thrown behind him, and that ball is going to be turned over on downs. So with 7:30 remaining in the first quarter, let's give credit where it's due. The defenses have done their job with the exception of that one seam route.
Well, we did say we was going to come see a positive situation from this Force defense. And so far they have not disappointed. Very aggressive up front. But I don't think the Chargers are actually playing to their strength right now. You don't beat power with a smaller version of power. It doesn't work like that.
That's right. And you did allude that they were, we're in the first quarter, so there is a bit of a feel-out process going on. So there's Louis in the backfield, and they're going upfield again, and they're going for all the marbles. The intended receiver, number 17, Darren Clark, is overthrown.
One step.
It was close enough that you could feel the wind coming off the ball away from his fingertips.
Hey, honestly, if he sell out, that's 6 points.
Oh, absolutely.
If he sell out, he gives it everything he got, that's 6 points.
Well, I know he was in a foot race for sure. Now, Louis has faced some pressure earlier. He need to get a little more air under the ball possibly. So you got a single man in the backfield. And Louis hands it off. Number 24, the ball carrier. It looked like he was brought down by number 19, Dima McIntosh, the linebacker. Ty Dunklin, the ball carrier, gets a solid gain of 6 yards.
Now, I've been watching Ty Dunklin for some years. This is a physical running back for his size. Physical running back altogether. Speed, power. He doesn't dance much.
There's another handoff.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Play fake.
Fool me. Well, there's that.
Fake.
Number 11, Bailey Lipinski gets the score. Let's look at the replay on that one because that one had me fooled. That was a smooth play if there ever was one.
Hey, I don't even know if we got a replay on that one. That was – look, fool the cameraman. Got the cameraman as well.
Well, there's that. Well, those are the fun plays. And let me tell you something about this Bailey Lipinski guy. If you're a fan of the small, I'll just say pick one from the New England Patriots.
Hey,
Wes Welker.
Wes Welker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the favorite guy.
And Danny Amendola.
Yeah. They're small wide receivers.
So, and this guy, Lipinski, always manages to find his way in the right place at the right time for the force. And it's almost as if other teams just forget about him.
Well,
Makes no sense to me, but there it is. Young with the PAT, and now the Force are leading 10-0 with 6:48 remaining in the first quarter. We're going to go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Vegas has become one of America's fastest growing cities. Ann Road Animal Hospital welcomes anyone who is committed to practicing the best veterinary medicine. We hold ourselves to the highest of medical standards and remain accountable for ensuring that clients and their pets receive optimal service and care. Visit our website at annroadah.com and apply today.
Oh, that last play, that play fake, I think Ray Charles would have wagged his finger at us saying, how did you miss that? I saw that.
I can agree with you on that one. He fooled everyone, including the cameraman, myself, and the officials.
So, the usual suspects back there, and that's number 5, Jacavius Epson, number 24. Cordarius Leith back to receive it. Ball is mishandled. Leith with it, trying to find some space, still on his feet before he's brought down by a number of powder blue jerseys. And they're going to start this drive. The Chargers are from the 25-yard line. So the Force lead 10-0. They're finding themselves in a familiar position out front. The opponent has no points.
Well,
Do you think they're just going to continue to kind of sell out with the blitz?
honestly, I don't even think this is a blitz. This Force defense is running. The defense is just stingy. I don't think it's force. I don't think it's blitzes. It's just that front four just dictates the game.
So a tight formation, low snap, handoff is late.
It touches back on what we was talking about earlier. When
Lead the ball carrier, he's going to be brought down. And
like I said, we were talking earlier.
That's Malcolm Brooks with the tackle.
When your front four can dictate the game like it's doing right now, you don't have to blitz. Your quarterback doesn't have time, and your routes have to be quick. That quarterback right now is getting rid of the ball before he really wants to. I'm looking for a turnover.
That's true. But I'm noticing, there seems to be some disconnection with the snaps.
Yes.
Remember, we had one that went wide to his right. He had to get that one-handed. That one was low. That's something you got to clean up, or it can get you in a whole world of hurt. There's another one. I just said it. And there come the Force. And not 41. Only did he get tackled, but he lost his helmet.
Number 41.
Yeah, I'm telling you, number 41, that's Ryan Grider.
Yeah, he definitely came with bad intentions then. A lot of bad intentions.
Oh, no doubt. And, before I could even finish the sentence about the snap, there was another one that was wide to his body. And what that does, describe to the fans what that does for the quarterback.
At that point, what it does is take you out of rhythm. So you're out of rhythm. It takes your timing off. It actually takes away from your eyes from being downfield, especially if it's a pass play. And it puts you in a position for a turnover, which I'm looking to see one within the next 8 plays, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, it's 3rd and 14. So they're going to go 4 wide. Trips to the near side, single man high. 1 man in the backfield. Force looking to blitz off the edge, but doesn't really matter. And that pass is down low and incomplete. The intended receiver, number 27, I think that's Dre Connor. Correction, that's number 21. That is Eric Blockham. So it is 4th down. And, the Force is doing what the Force does. So there's that.
Hey, solid, aggressive, mean up front. Now, I do want to give a shout out. As a kid, I actually coached back in the day when I was coaching semi-pro. It's good to see him back on the field. Good to see him playing, but now I see how come this offensive line is doing what it's done. Number 62, Chris McCarron.
Yep.
That is a great lineman.
They barely got that one off after another bad snap. But the Chargers answer quickly. I mean, let's make no mistake about it.
Now,
Number 6 on the return, that's Bawang Clack. And that's probably the right term, clack, when the Chargers showed up to greet him.
and that makes – let's hope that inspires the Chargers a little bit, incite a little fire into them. Because right now they're playing a little flat. You know, I don't know if the powder blue scared them, but they're playing just a tad bit flat right now.
Yeah, and as far as that rust thing that Coach Dre was talking about, well, I'm looking for it. I'm sure Coach Dre will tell me where the rust is. I have a feeling we're about to see some Ty Dunklin.
Yeah, I do think it's time to pound the tie. I guess that's what they call it, pounding
Louis
the
still
tie.
got to get his helmet on. Now, something you never want to give a team like the Force is short field position, and this certainly counts as that. The ball was at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Force. Nice snap, time, and you know, I almost want to scratch my head on that one. That was double coverage for one.
But I don't. I think the ball was perfectly placed. I just think number 17 is just alligator on the ball. He's not extending. He's not selling out.
Yeah, because you got Barry Anderson that was back there in a defensive position, along with number 4, that's Tevin Armstrong Sr., and they had him bracketed, but the ball did look catchable to me. I think, like to your point, you got to put in the effort to go after it.
Yeah, and Mr. Darren Clark is just right now not selling out for the ball. Maybe he got a grudge against the quarterback right now.
Louis has to scramble out of there. Now, one thing and he gets it off, and it is caught. Number 34 there down the ball, and that is ball carry. That is DeCorian Vanderbilt. But Steven Starks gets the grab, and they're going to try to go up tempo. Now, the Chargers have been able to flush Louis out of the pocket. I think that they need to maintain that. But wouldn't you say that the Chargers need to stay home defensively and not let the receivers kind of drift away from them?
Yeah, right now, I think the Chargers are basically just shooting blind right now. They're guessing on what they can do to try to stop them. And you could drop back and try to get into a zone, but then you run into a problem where they got Ty. Ty is a force to be reckoned with running that ball inside.
Yeah, there goes Dunklin, number 3, part of the stop. That's Deontay May.
Now, one thing they can
for the Chargers.
One thing the Chargers can do to may help them out right now, I get into a cover 2, a Tampa 2 zone, and let's try to force them to make some mistakes. Come at him. They're getting solid pressure.
And that pass is complete. Number 4, Armstrong, brings him down.
Number 5 made that call. Oh, Starks again.
Yeah, and they really haven't had an answer for him. I mean, Starks has pretty much done whatever he's wanted to thus far.
Pretty much. I mean, he's pretty much been the go-to guy.
Looks like the Force are willing to grind it out a little bit, and there's Dunklin. And a host of Chargers in there to bring him down. Let's see who's at the bottom of the pile.
Like
number 90 coming out of there, and that's Caleb Coleman. But it looks like the Force intends to just kind of beat him up and wear him down.
Well, you're up 10-0, 1 minute left. Well, 1:39 left in the first quarter. You want to get out this sun without any injuries. There's
a flag on the field, and there's a football sailing out of somewhere. Let's see what happened. And, I mean, they're saying that's going to go against the Force.
Hey, that was another one of them great play fakes. I don't know who taught this guy Rashard Louis, how to do play fakes, but he's marvelous. He's hiding that ball.
No, they did something right at Shades Valley. You know, I had to. I'll say this. You know, I had a chance. We called it the rain game. We started on a Friday night, and I mean, it started coming down in buckets. So the official stopped the game. We had to continue it on a Saturday, and the field was just awful. I mean, it was the only thing it was ready for planting corn. Nonetheless, you know, Clay Chalkville came out with a big victory. That was in 2014. You know, basically had that all-star high-powered offense. But yeah, Louis, he just reminds me of just the great athlete that he is. That you know, I saw as a high school student. He's still doing those same things now with the fundamentals. So that's great to see. Now with the penalty, the ball is going to get backed up to the 11-yard line. Single man in the backfield. I believe that is you-know-who, Dunklin. Quick release. Number 2 gets the grab. And that is Bowers. Bowers, he gets inside the 5. Number 41 bringing him down, and that's Keldrick Marsh, the defensive back.
Now, if the Chargers could get away with just giving them 3 points on this drive, if I was them, I consider that a victory of this drive.
Oh, absolutely. The force has been methodical. Well, they're not going to get away with that.
Oh, once again, Mr.
That is
Dunklin.
a touchdown. And who was it?
Mr. Dunklin, old Ty. And to see this guy without his pads on, he looks like a 11th grader. He's a small guy, but I think his legs are about the size of my chest.
That is a touchdown. No doubt. He is a powerful runner for sure. So it is, you know, now you're about to be staring down 17-0. You know, first quarter's winding down. If you're the coach of the Chargers, what do you say to your team at this juncture?
At this point, you put them together, and I'm going to be honest with you. You know me. I'm an aggressive coach. Mm-hmm. I'm going to jump down their throat because right now they're not showing any passion. They're playing with their heads down and no aggressiveness. At this point, you're just getting beat on. So you need to try to get something going back. Let them know this is just the first quarter. Still a lot of football left to play. A lot of things can change. 3 quarters, you got a lot of ball left. Hey, let's just get physical. Let's win every play. We got to win every series. Let's just try to win a play. Let's win a play. Right now, your offense has not showed anything. Now, I do want to say the Force defense has been amazing. However,
they are who they are.
Hey, but the Chargers are not giving them anything to go against neither. The Chargers offense has been horrible. The word I want to use, I can't use. We're just going to say horrible.
Well, you know, the Chargers are coming in with a 6-2 record, okay? They've only allowed 44 points all season. So there's a lot of things that, you know, you kind of sit and scratch your head in this contest. So as we get ready for the kickoff, the usual suspects back there to receive. I know we got a new one back there. There's 85, and he's going to bring it back. That's Michael Braggs Jr.
Now,
And
that's what
Braggs
the Chargers
with a nice return before he gets tripped up. And that's number 14 that managed to get a hold of his laces.
But that is exactly.
That is Therese Bird. But that right there, going back to what you said about that spark.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They needed something different. Now, they're running 85 off the field. However, I'm sorry. He gave you a little something. I'll bring him back. See if he can give me a little bit more. Just a little something. Something right now.
I wholeheartedly agree. Ball is at the 50-yard line. So a short field to work with. Man in motion. Here's a handoff, but my gosh. The penetration from the force up front, right off the snap. You got to handle that.
Hey, my question is this. Are the Chargers' offensive line even pinching them right now? Because we know they're not blocking them. Are they at least pinching them? Are they rubbing them on the shoulder? Any type of resilience?
Well, looking at the play, either two things, or there could be two things happening here. And that's the end of the first quarter. But before we go to commercial, let's talk about the first quarter.
Well,
let's talk about the first quarter for a second. The blocking of the offensive line for the Chargers. You brought up a good point. Are they pinching down? Are they getting off the ball? Are they doing those fundamental things? And on these running plays, obviously they got to clean up the snaps. That's a gimme. They got to clean up the snaps. But does the line understand what the backfield is doing? It seems to be some miscommunication as to what hole they're supposed to hit.
Honestly, I don't think anyone is talking. It's almost like your arms have to communicate with your chest, or your chest got to communicate with your legs to walk. The offensive line has no clue of what's going on in the backfield. Quite a few times we saw them, they should have been pass blocking, they was actually run blocking. Or some people call it pin blocking. However, they're supposed to get in the way and they're not. They're not holding them up. They're not slowing them down. At this point in time right now, if I was the coach for the Chargers, I would try to get a trap in or a draw, something to slow this defensive front down. Because right now, they're not. The defensive front is pinning their ears back and coming downhill.
Well, there was a loss of a yard on the last play. They flipped the field, so it's 2nd and 11 for the Chargers. And here come the force. And I mean 0 time.
Now, one thing I hate, as being a coach, I'm going to be honest with you, and Coach Fred, man, you talked about, I had this conversation many times. If my quarterback is on the ground, my running back is on the ground, my lineman better be on the ground. The Chargers lineman jerseys is about as clean as the officials. I don't think they're blocking anybody.
No. So 3rd and 12. Ball was at the 48-yard line. And really, the Forest, if you look at their secondary, they're just sitting back. The linebackers just sitting back. I mean, they're really, like you said, they're not really having to do anything special. And because they're feeling that pressure, DeMarcus Bloxham is just getting rid of it, to the first guy he sees.
Right. He doesn't have time to set his feet. He's throwing off his back foot. He's not stepping into his throws because he can't. Now, I do want to point out one guy, number 9 for the Force. He's playing almost like in a 3 technique. He is causing all types of havoc coming upfield. Now, I mean, he's been disruptive the entire first quarter.
And that is Allen Robertson. And I can tell you, I think I interviewed him once. And not only is he a great personality, but he does absolutely get after the ball. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 flags, and that's false start.
Well, I guess we could say one thing. They knew that call.
Yeah, that one they knew. They knew that one.
They wasn't guessing on that call. Everybody saw that call. But, I mean, unless this game turned around pretty quickly for the Chargers, which I thought they was, great from the kickoff return. Mm-hmm. I think things was going to pick up a little bit better. They actually went right back into that slump. I don't know where 85 went, but they need to get him back on the field.
There's number 15, and, whoa, that ball barely got out of there. So it takes a hop. Now, all that dancing gets you nowhere. It's not the prom, as coaches used to say. Run the ball. Just run the ball.
Hey, you can do that when you're up 17-0, right?
That's number 29, Charles Jackson, at the center of the scrum to bring him down. But, my gosh, that you want to talk about having to run some stadiums? That was something that always managed to get you smoked. Said shake and bake is meant for pork chops and they sell it in a grocery store. It's not meant for the football field.
You are correct about that. You can't do anything with all that dancing. Only thing you really can do is just get tired. It don't go any farther than that.
No, it doesn't. But with all that being said, like you said, you're up 17-0. Hey, you might want to try to put on Superman's cape. So,
hey, he shaved off 3 seconds off that clock.
he did.
Yeah, he danced.
He
danced
shaved
3 seconds.
3 seconds off the clock.
Only thing he was missing was the Michael Jackson moonwalk just then.
No, I'm guilty. Okay, so we got 5 wide, 2 high, 3 low. Rashad Louis back in shotgun formation, and we've got a timeout for the Chargers. So, look, we're going to take a break, people, and we thank you for hanging in there with us, and we'll be right back.
You can live a pain-free life. At M3, we help you move well, live well, and do amazing things.
All right, we are back, and, we're having a good time here in Fultondale, Alabama. The temperature's dropped a little bit. Got some clouds in the sky now. Thankfully, we avoided any inclement weather today. This is one of the days I appreciate the weatherman being wrong. So we're back. We got 4 wide, and that ball is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That is number 2. Frederick Bowers,
and to be honest,
Juan Curtis right there in the neighborhood with him in coverage.
That was the first bad pass that Bowers, that's his name?
Yeah, Bowers was the intended receiver.
I'm sorry, the quarterback there. That's the first bad pass he had all day. Louis, correct. That's the first bad pass he's had all day.
Yeah, and I think they tried to catch everyone asleep. So here we go. We got 4 wide, single man in the backfield. Yep, guess who got it?
Yeah, that'll be Ty.
Yep, that is Mr. Dunklin. But not this time, say the Chargers. And once again, and Quan Curtis for the Chargers, he has been everywhere for those guys. He's got some help from Deontay Doss on that stop. And it is, the sequence of events has slowed the force down, obviously. So it is 3rd and about 7 for the force.
And one thing I do want to point on, and let's be honest, man, the Chargers defense has been playing decent. They haven't been playing bad, decent. They've been put in a lot of bad positions. However, they have been playing decent football. It's just the offense is getting nothing positive.
And there goes Louis. Louis was going to have enough for a first down. And that is Doss, along with number 33, Heath, bringing him down for the Chargers. Ball is at the 41-yard line. Now, the importance of getting off the field as a defense and the offense having a sustained drive to support the defense. Let's talk to the fans about how important that is, because your defense can get worn out if they just stay out there.
And to be honest with you, the Chargers defense are looking tired now. I mean, they're still playing solid ball, and they're coming down. They're making aggressive tackles.
There's the bowling ball, Ellis.
Yeah, and trust me, they're making great tackles on Ellis and Ty Dublin. I mean, they are. They're making good plays, but they have to be tired. The Chargers offense in the three and out fast, it doesn't work. I mean, to be honest with you, defense on off the field 35 seconds tops.
Right. 2nd and 7, ball is at the 46. Louis with the sidearm, and I remember that sidearm vividly. Number 18 going to get bounced out of bounds for the force.
That's first down.
And that is Tony Rudolph. And it looks like they're going to have enough to move the sticks. And they do. They get into Charger territory. The ball is going to be spotted at the 48-yard line, where it'll be first down for the force. Yeah, you make a great point. It's not that the Chargers have made it easy for the Force offense. It's just that they can't generate any offense themselves. And, it turned into a runaway freight train as that defense gets wound down, pardon me.
Yeah, and I mean,
Louis with the sidearm. And I just said this. And you're going to say he stepped out of bounds. That is not going to be a score for number 5, Starks.
yeah.
But it will be a first down.
But like you said earlier, Starks has had his way with this Chargers defense.
And somebody has got to be keeping an eye on this. What's happening is as the defense breaks down, bad things happen. We've seen this. You've seen it in the pros, college, doesn't matter. When your quarterback gets to running around, and there's the bowling ball, number 3, and that is Ellis. And it looks like we got an injured player on the field.
Now, the question about this injury, that's one of the guys from the Chargers.
That is Quan Curtis of the Chargers, and he is tremendously important to that team.
And now, here's the big question about it. With them not generating any rest for this defense, is he hurt or is he tired?
Well, and it could very well be cramps. We talked about that earlier about hydration, the temperatures on the turf. When you get out there, if you're not ready, this is around that time that it starts to kind of reveal itself. Because, the game time is the game time. But then there's what we call real time. Because technically a football game is only an hour long. The reality is they're out there for about 3 hours.
Correct.
So there's a lot of things to consider. And, of course, we always, we want the best for these players. And something to understand for you fans out there, these guys have, they have regular day jobs, be it they drive trucks, construction, computers, whatever it is that they do. And they play football for the love of the game. They're out here for the love of the game. So we, anytime a player is injured or hurt or anything else, first thing we want to do is we want to send up prayers that they're okay and that their families know that they're okay. Because, and he's up and he's walking under his own power, and that's what we want to see. So now, that is a good thing.
Now, Coach, I have a question for you. We got a couple of seconds. I want you to think about this. That injury that we just had, we said it could be cramps, it could be tired, it could be fatigue. Now, with the offense not generating any time for that defense to rest, do you blame the offense for the injury or the coach?
Well, when you find your defense in a position like that, you try to mix it up. You try to move your players in and out. However, you do want to keep your best players on the field. And with the Force obviously marching down the field, you have to be aware of fatigue setting in. Mm-hmm. So, at this stage, I can't question their conditioning. I can't look at anything like that because sometimes you just got to play those tough games, and sometimes both ways.
Oh, seam route.
Yep, there's that.
Well, we got a touchdown, guys. Sorry if we was talking through it. I apologize.
Number 18, Tony Rudolph, catches the rope from Louis. And, but to your point, it's at this stage of the game, there hasn't been enough time that's gone on that you could say it's one thing or another. They're wearing out. Maybe it's just one of those things. One of those what I call hidden things. We don't know what they're doing, the players are doing at home. We don't know, if they're taking the advice that the coaches are giving them, say, hey, guys, we have to do these things to be ready for the game. It's too early to make that call. And honestly, it's kind of a personal thing, too, without having that inside knowledge. It's kind of like you remember when the Denver Broncos beat the brakes off of the Falcons. What did they do? They went out and partied all night before while everybody else was asleep in the hotel for the Broncos. What happened? Yep. There you go.
Yeah, it's a serious situation. And another thing that you can
okay, we've got something that went kind of wrong here.
I'm going to have a legal procedure on the right side.
That's offside against the Chargers.
And the reason why I asked you that question about the fatigue and so forth, one thing I've noticed, and I'm quite sure you paid attention to it as well, at this time, the coach needs to start burning them timeouts. Try to get that defense a little break. Use your timeouts. Use them wisely. You can't take them to the fourth quarter. You only get 3.5.
That's right. And you make a very good point as they get ready for the PAT and cash it in. Now, once again, that's Bronson Young, Mr. Accurate. And, of course, you see the force down there celebrating. But you make a very good point. If you look at the tempo of the game and you want to kind of slow things down, you're right. Use those timeouts. Kind of get a mental reset. Okay, guys, let's regroup. Now, one of the biggest things that's striking me right now from a defensive standpoint is not so much the running game of the force, but the fact that they're the secondary breakdown of the Chargers.
Yes.
I mean, those the catches that they have been getting are some of the cleanest. And I mean, just nobody's in the neighborhood.
Which at the same time, I've seen this a couple of times with a high school. I'm not going to say the name of the high school because I don't want to cause any problems. But when you start having problems in your front seven, now your secondary had to come into the front seven and play within that 8. So now you have to bring 8 men into the box. You bring down a safety.
And you leave yourself naked on
over the top.
backside, over the top.
And I seen a lot of high schools do that. They'll get to the point where their defensive front is not doing what it's supposed to do. They'll bring a safety down to help enforce the run, which we saw Ty and I can't think of the other running back name, but invoking their will on that front seven.
Yeah, that's Justin Ellis. He said he was going to go bowling.
Oh, yeah, and he has. He has.
He's knocked some heads with guys. He said he wanted to run some folks over. Young with the kickoff, and that's another nice one. That takes a hop. That's going to be run back by number 85. He's not going to get away this time, and there's flags all over the place.
All right. And that's possibly going to be a holding call.
Braggs, he had that run back to the 50 on a previous kickoff. But the force special teams said not this time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me twice, we're going to get a flag on the play.
But now that's if it happens on a third time.
Hey.
So let's see. We got a block in the back, and that's going to go against the Chargers. So that ball is going to be, let's see where they ultimately spot it. There's a spot foul.
Now, the only good part about it, the sticks do move with it.
And it's going to be at the 14-yard line. Now, something about these league rules you fans need to be aware of. They will run a hot clock. So, if that scoreboard reaches 36, that clock runs. So,
and the way things are looking right now, next possession pretty much. No, I'm sorry, about 2 more possessions.
Now, I like the vision. He took up the middle, because he had some potential disaster going on back there. Now, he got across the 15.
But that's that draw we was talking about.
They put him right at the 15.
But that's that draw we was talking about earlier. You got to find some type of way to slow down this force front. The force is basically coming at will.
So, a yard gained on the play. Number 24, and that is Cordarius Leith. And he is a smallish back, but can be shifty if he's given the right blocking. Number 10 trying to find somebody, flushed out the pocket, and he's going to be brought down. And guess who is back there? Yep, there's number 9. What a surprise. Allen Robertson.
Now, you know something? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give many guys nicknames, but Allen Robertson is going to be known now as the Billy.
I can't deny that one. I can't deny that one. I did ask him. I said, you need to talk to Coach Dre about getting a jersey that'll hold all that in.
Hey, I promise. I've been saying this guy for the last 6 years, and every jersey they put him in, it fits the exact same way. I think he's doing this on purpose. A belly dancer, I guess.
Well, not to bring politics into it, but whether you're a fan or not, if he did have to get a necktie, I would suggest he goes to whoever Trump gets his from, because Trump's hangs down to his kneecaps. And so, if you got a belly like that, maybe that'll cover it. I don't know.
Hey, who knows? At least cover the belly.
Yeah, forget the politics for a second. You need a long necktie, you need to call whoever that guy's calling.
Because that guy's, them long neckties, those are actually tie cables.
Well, all right, that pass is incomplete.
But it goes back. We were talking earlier now. 3 plays and out. 3 plays and out. If we look at game time, they've only shedded off the game. They started at 8 minutes and 8 seconds. 20 seconds off the game clock.
Yeah.
In 3 plays.
Absolutely. And so here they go once again. And now you'll notice, I think we're seeing something here. And there's oh, my goodness. That punt is going to be marked out at the, let's see, he's still walking.
30.
Now to 33.
Like the 33-yard line, yes. And I didn't think that was a punt. I thought he threw it with his left arm if he's right-handed.
No, he actually used his leg. So that's why I was kind of like, I was just looking at the formation. I was like, what are we doing here? But
yeah, this is not looking real good right now.
so the ball is actually going to be spotted at 35.
Okay.
Yeah, this. Do you want to give the Force a field this short in any situation?
Not the way they've been playing. The way they've been playing right now, no. By no means. I mean, he only punted the ball roughly 10 yards. They probably should have just went for it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Going for it wasn't going to help them either. But
Nah, because I think they generated maybe 12 yards the entire first half.
And, looking at this, I'm not even going to say that they're looking ahead because the teams are in the playoffs. So that goes without saying. Louis flushed out of the pocket. Louis got some traction going upfield, has enough to move the sticks before he goes out of bounds. And they're going to mark him out right at the 21-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Force from the 21. Louis scampering out. So the Chargers defense, I can't fault them except for what's going on in the secondary.
And actually, that time, the secondary actually played great possession ball.
Yeah,
everything was covered.
Louis didn't have anywhere to throw it. So,
but you can tell fatigue is starting to sit in. Fatigue is really starting to set in.
Yeah, see those hands on the hips. That's your telltale sign.
And see the big guy in the middle.
Secondary.
Look at the big guy in the middle. He's not even trying to get in a 3-point stand. He's just standing there, holding his stomach. Fatigue has really set in on him.
Okay, so Louis rolls to his left, has an open man in the corner.
And that's 6. That is 6. That is 6.
And that is number 17, the usual suspect for the Force, Darren Clark.
I'm going to be honest with you. That should be Darren Clark's 3rd touchdown. He alligator on him too. But, hey, right then, I think Louis told him, you don't catch this one. We fighting when we get to the sideline.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there was no way, I saw him losing this one. I mean, that was perfectly thrown. Beautiful fade route.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect. That really was perfect. But,
So
like I said,
6:52 remaining in the first half, and it is about to be 31-0.
correct. And it go back to what we were just talking about. You can tell in the secondary, with that route he just ran, the coverage you just saw, fatigue has set in with the Chargers.
Oh, absolutely.
They got to make it to halftime. They just got to get to halftime and try to regroup.
Is that the first one he's missed in I don't know how long? Well, what do you know? Bronson Young shanks one.
I think you jinxed him. When you called him Mr. Reliable, hey, I'm an Alabama fan. We had that happen more than once. Mr. Reliable, yep, wide left. Mr. Reliable, yep, wide right. Mr. Reliable.
Hey, he kicked one since then.
Hey, hold on. Mr. Reliable kicked 6.
Now, that one was just kicked short. He didn't miss anything.
I'll tell you a quick story while we got a minute. My wife hates when I bring up the story about the kick 6.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, because I almost had to buy somebody on TV. We was at a friend of mine's house and watching the game. And when the kick 6 happened, I was standing there, and I had an adult beverage in my hand.
Uh-huh.
The adult beverage happened to hit them people's TV.
Oh.
Fortunately, it didn't do anything.
Did you catch the sale at Best Buy?
Nah, I was okay. My wife just told me I couldn't drink I couldn't have any more adult beverages during the Alabama games.
Well, those games do tend to get people emotional, and I do remember watching that play. And I said, is anybody from Bama going to get over to the sideline to see where this guy's going? But, hey, hey, Auburn got it. I ain't mad at him.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw him catch it, I knew it was 6 points because we had the entire fat lineup out there. The only thing was Skinner was the kicker.
Yep, which was amazing. Ball almost mishandled there. Oh, and there's a big stick by number 33.
Oh.
Trey Hayes getting him a big slice of number 20 to carry shorts.
And
I mean, he laid him out. He bought the lumber, went yard, put the wood out, whatever you want to call it, dropped the stone.
And as my oldest son would say when he saw a big hit, my youngest son played. Oh, he kissed him and sent him to Jesus. He kissed him in the mouth.
He might find himself in church tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Praying for some relief.
Oh, man, and I'm not talking about Excedrin. I promise you that. I don't know. At this point in time, I think the Chargers, they got to start using timeouts. They really do. Right now, if you look at them, they're giving up. The Chargers giving up. They finally called timeout, but it's because they don't have enough personnel on the field.
That's correct. They are short personnel on the field. But and to your point, I'm one, I always say, okay, I'm not gonna, because hey, they're grown men. I'm not gonna say, hey, they've just they've given up. But what I am seeing is I'm seeing more mental mistakes.
Yes,
and
I agree with you on that.
You see more mental mistakes. You see them worn down. And during a time like this, where are your trainers and why are they not hydrating these guys?
And let me rephrase my words, okay? Let's not say giving up. We're going to say they checked out.
Yeah, I'd probably say they probably checked out.
They have checked out.
Just the little mental things that, you're looking for that consistency on it. You just start, you're not seeing. They've got to give their defense a chance.
Yes.
Something. And they know that this is not going to work. There's number 41 for the Force, Ryan Grider, who's also been sitting back there in the backfield. I mean, he's set up shop. I'm waiting for him to go pick out curtains or carpet because he's set up home.
I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I think Ryan Gardner actually stealing their plays on the sideline. I mean, he's pulling a Michigan right now. He's pulling a Michigan. He knows the playbook because there's nowhere in the world he's in the backfield the way he's in the backfield. He's not getting any resistance at all.
Now, I would agree that, now's where you got to go for the short passes, try to get the underneath stuff, the quick curl routes, do something because your quarterback does not have time.
Oh,
there it is.
God.
Call me Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. now, one thing I want you to notice, okay? Nostradamus, that was a great call. But I can't see who that player is walking back right now, walking past the official right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that quarterback got the ball off, and I appreciate him standing, looking down the barrel of the gun, making that pass. But that defensive tackle, standing next to number 9 right now, I can't see his number. Let me put my glasses on, first of all.
Oh, you're talking about that? Looks like number 33. That is 33, Trey Hayes.
Man, Trey Hayes just hit the quarterbacks. I mean, he finished the play.
Now he's got to get it off. It's taking too much time.
It's not good.
And it's intercepted.
There you go. There we go. Remember we talked about
number 3, Jeremiah Marbury, the defensive back. And my goodness.
Now, here's the funny thing. Jeremiah Marbury received the interception. True enough. He's going to get credit for the stat. But the defensive line created the interception.
And they've been doing that the entire game.
And, I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's like, I don't know what the Chargers offensive coaching staff right now are thinking.
Well, I was really surprised that he put it in the same area. Hey, look, we got to spread this thing out. Mm-hmm. We've got to, get the edge, but whatever
something.
You can't keep going to the same well, if you will. It's one thing, hey, we're going to throw it underneath. We're going to do a quick out route, whatever it is, but do it. You got to be safe with it because when they one thing about the Force is, okay, you got me once, they're going to set up, make sure you don't get them again.
Yeah.
And we don't know what happened there.
And here's one
Number
thing.
27, Dre Connor, was in the neighborhood. I'm not sure what Louis was thinking on that last throw.
And see, back to the Chargers situation. One thing we haven't seen yet, and haven't seen the Chargers even established on offense, they haven't ran a screen. They haven't ran a trap. They haven't ran a draw. They haven't did anything to slow this this over-aggressive defensive, let me rephrase that again. This defense, which is killing them. I think them the words I want to say.
Yeah, and it looks like everybody's coming to the party, with that. Look at all the time Louis has.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
he dropped it.
Wow. That was in and out of the hands. It looked like Tony Rudolph. Beautiful play. And that's going to bring up third down. I mean, he was open. And now I think what happened there is he started looking to see who was in the neighborhood instead of concentrating on catching the ball.
Actually, I think what he was doing was trying to figure out what dance he was going to do in the end zone. Because nothing between him and that goal line.
Well, whatever it is, he
paint.
was looking into the future.
That's right. Nothing in front of him but open air and opportunity.
Because the safety had dipped down and was right there, and I think he saw him out the corner of his eye, and he just didn't pay attention to catch that ball. And as a receiver, you can't worry about taking a lick. You get that ball, and then you worry about the lick.
That's right. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it.
A little bit of a high snap to Louis. Louis has nothing but time.
Number 17.
That is number 12 with the
12.
catch down on that one, and that is Christian Briscoe. Number 4, Tevin Armstrong, Sr., tagging him down.
And it go back.
One of the things is, and here's something I've noticed. The Chargers have a lot of guys playing both ways.
I have noticed that.
So
you got guys going both ways,
yeah,
and you still have 30 people on the sideline. Oh, the big guy.
There goes big number 3, Justin Ellis. And I'll tell you, when the Force want to bring out the hammer, they bring out Ellis. And he is willing to do just that. I think, it might have been against the Commandos. And he said, when I had the ball, I'm like Thanos.
Hey.
I said, what, you got all the Infinity Stones?
Hey. I can agree with him on that.
Louis finds some room, and let's see.
Oh!
Well defended play.
Great
Credit to
defensive play.
the Chargers. Outstanding effort. That is number 33, and that is DJ Heath. He made sure that one wasn't going to get caught on his watch.
And so one thing we do have to go back to.
And that's number 5. That is Steven Starks. So finally somebody does a
Actually
little
slowed
bit
him down.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to admit, though, now, the Chargers defense has been playing decent ball. Just
have.
in bad situations.
Well, and like we said, when you're on the field as long as they are, eventually something's going to break down. You're going to get tired. And it's just not, it's not going to work out for you. Look at Louis all day again, and another pass in and out the hands. He threw it right.
Yeah.
Because there was traffic, so he threw it to the highest point. That went in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
That definitely was a great pass. A great pass, great location. And I'll be honest with you, he should have brought that down. That
I
should
believe
be
that
another
was
6.
Bowers that it was intended for.
And they bringing Ty back in. And the Force going to use a timeout, huh?
All right. Well, my friend Mr. Colley is going to carry us on into halftime. I'm going to make my way down to the sideline, fans. It's 30-0 with 2:15 remaining in the first half of play. And we'll be right back.
And we're back live. This is Leroy Kiley. Once again, Mr. Fred Flowers is going to do the halftime interview. Now, we do want to let you know we are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, along with Facebook. So smash that like button, whatever you want to call it, as quick as possible. As number 4, Rashard Louis actually made a bad pass, which that's be the first time he did that the second one all day. The second one all day. Now, we do have a couple of things we want to touch on.
All right, Louis' pass falls incomplete.
Like I said, there's a couple of things we do want to touch on later on down the line, which we're going to talk about more in the second half, especially how can the Chargers make a run back at what they're doing.
So as a result of the play, the Force go 4 and out, and no one expected to see that during this contest. So the Chargers are going to try to get anything going before the first half ends. We're down here on the sideline. Not going to tell you the energy of the Force at this point is extremely high. And number 10, Bloxham, is trying to find some kind of room, trying to find any kind of space that he can. As we're checking this out from the sideline. So we're here on the sideline of the Force fans, and I'm telling you, the energy is extremely high, and they're trying to get something going here. The Chargers are in deep trouble, as you can see with the score, 30-0. As we get ready to go into the second half, we're under 2 minutes remaining in the first half of play. There's the snap. Bloxham trying to find anyone open, and is still on the run, and he's going to have to throw that one out of bounds and get rid of it. So the Force's defense doing what they do. Fans, I don't know if anybody has an answer for this defense. They have just dominated all season long and are doing the same thing once again. So we're going to concentrate our efforts on the field to see what, if anything, is going to give. It is third down, and this is going to be it.
Chris McCarron, number 62.
So, let's see. They're in the huddle trying to figure out what they're going to do next. All right, here we go. It's third down. They're needing about 5 yards to get a first. Force showing blitz, and there's a whistle on the field. And that's a false start. That's a false start against the Chargers. Not a surprise given how much time the Force's defense has spent in their backfield. I'd be a little nervous too. So now it is going to be third and long for the Chargers. And the coaches are trying to get them to get moving. The clock is stopped at 1:50. Coach Dre down there talking to his defense. Number 1 of the 4 showing blitz. He steps back. And that ball goes straight to the turf. It is incomplete. He is under complete pressure. Bloxham has not had any time all day to do anything. So they're saying for the offense to get ready. So the Force is going to get another shot out on the field to score. And I would not be surprised if they do exactly that at this point. So the Force's defense doing their thing, dominating their opponent. I'm curious to see what this punt's going to look like because the last one was very, very short, and it gave the Force a short field to work with. Although, surprisingly, they did not convert. So we'll see what happens on this go-round. I promise you, this will not be the same. So back to receive. There's Beard nearest to me. We have a flag on the field. Now let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, they've blown the whistle. Now they got the ball reset, looks like. This look you see on my face, it's kind of like, whoa. So I'm going to slide nearest to the sideline. We have another whistle again. And they're saying that there may be an illegal procedure, too many men on the field. And that one goes against the Force, so that costs them 5. So back and forth and back, we go with penalties. So we're going to try to get this punt off this time. And there it goes. Let's see who's going to scoop it up. And that's going to be Beard. Beard going back inside, and he's going to be wrapped up quickly by a number of Charger defenders. And they're going to start this next drive from the 39-yard line. So we want to hit the camera back up top. I'm going to slide back down towards the end zone to see what the Force does as they drive down the field. Hey, let me know if you can still hear me when I get down there. All right. So the Force's offense is set. We're going to come down here and see what they can do. What appears to be the final drive of the half. So Louis flushed out of the pocket, rolls out to his left, accelerates, and he's going to step out of bounds around the 35-yard line. So he'll have a solid gain on that play. The Force looking to score one more time. And keep in mind, they do go to a hot clock situation once that score goes above a certain point. In this case, 36. So looking at where they've got the stick, they're going to give them about a 3-yard gain on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Make that 2nd and 8 for the Force. Defense is trying to make adjustments. Force has 3 wide. Louis in shotgun. There's the handoff. And they're fighting through the scrum to get the extra yardage. So the clock continues to run, and I don't think the Force is concerned with that at all. I think what they're trying to do is just trying to pound their way through the rest of this half. Number 27, the ball carrier. There's the handoff. Nope, had me fooled. Here comes Louis to the near side. Louis makes a hop, slices back inside, has enough for the first down. Louis is going to get inside and get to the 14-yard line. Fantastic play by Rashard Louis. Had me fooled on the fake. Clock is stopped at 44 seconds so they can move the sticks. The Force threatening once again. So they're still going. And it looks like we may have a timeout on the field for an injury. And that's exactly what we've got. So we have an injury timeout here on the field with 44 seconds remaining. And we'll be right back.
you can live a pain-free life. At M3, we help you move well, live well, and do amazing things.
So we are back. Force at the 14-yard line, and they are threatening once again. 44 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Single man in the backfield, 4 wide. Louis in shotgun as is usual, and there's a flag on the field, and that is usually a sign of a false start as fast as that came. I could be wrong, and nope, it is an offsides. So that puts the ball inside the 10-yard line at the 9. So let's see what they do this time to adjust to that. This is going to be interesting right here. Do they keep trying to pound it with 42 seconds to wear time off the clock, or do they just go ahead and strike while the iron is hot? So we will see. There's the snap. The option. Number 27, the ball carrier is going to be wrapped up. And there's a flag. That's a horse collar. Number 27, the ball carrier. That's a personal foul, horse collar. As they gather up the flag, that'll be half the distance to the goal, which will put the ball at the 6-yard line. I fully expect the Force to ram this one down the throats of the Chargers. 37 seconds remaining in the first half. Coach Levy coming in and giving a wave.
I got folks watching in England ask for that.
There you go. Hey, he's got folks in England. So, hey, that is awesome that we got folks in England watching. And we got a flag on the field. And Moxie Media Productions glad to find out that folks in England are watching. So that is awesome. We are worldwide. So it looks like we're playing volleyball right now due to penalties, because it's going back and forth right here around the 10-yard line, with the 10 being the net, if you will. So 35 seconds remaining in the first half. And things have slowed to a crawl due to penalties and adjustments plus the injury timeout. Louis looking for the fade route, and that one is going to fall incomplete. 17, the intended receiver, but that one was thrown far enough behind him that he was not going to be able to get that one. So the clock stops at 31 seconds. And let's try to figure what the next play is going to be. And fans, we are pleased to be able to bring you this action live from field level. Moxie Media Productions, we're trying to not just be at the forefront, but be the bar, if you will. And there's a pass, and that is complete to number 2. And that is a touchdown for the Force. 22 seconds remaining in the first half. So it is now 36-0 pending the PAT. There's a pass, and that is complete to number 2. And that is a touchdown for the Force. These guys are excited, and rightfully so, but the efforts that they have put in the contest. So Lipinski goes out there. And they're calling for the receivers. I have a feeling we're going to see something special here. And there's a flag on the field. And they're going to get him for a false start. And the coaches are saying, hey, we're going to run it. And actually, I'll be honest with you, I like it. When you're up 36-0, what a better way to test your team than to go for that 2 from a compromised position. And here it is. Fakes the throw. He's still rumbling. The big man is rumbling. And number 33 is going to get the 2-point conversion. I'm not sure who was going to stop him anyway. You got to know that they have to be excited about that one. They are excited. We're having a little bit of fun on the sideline. The guys are excited and energized. I'm not sure if the Chargers had any idea of what. They came in with a 6-2 record. I'm not sure what they thought was going to happen. Players talk gives me a little bit of the old Shannon Sharp when he was with the Denver Broncos calling the National Guard for what they were doing to the Kansas City Chiefs. So this has just been utter dominance in the most literal sense of the word. You heard me use the analogy of when Shannon Sharp went and grabbed the red phone on the sideline and said he was calling the National Guard for what the Broncos are doing to the Chiefs at that time. So there's the return, number 20. And he's going to be wrapped up quick, 18 seconds remaining in the first half. And I'll be honest with you, the Chargers, you can tell they're a little bit on edge because when you look at your opponents and they're just having the time of their lives on their sideline, that is a tough pill to swallow. So what happens now? What kind of halftime adjustments are going to be made by the Chargers? Don't know. There's still a whole half of football to play. And we'll get there eventually. So let's see what happens next as we watch here from the sideline.
LJ, you see where the sun is? The sun is beaming in your camera. It's red with a little dark.
So the Chargers, you can tell they are worn down. That big number 65, he can't get down low. Backs up. There's a pass to number 24, and it's in and out of his hands. 12 seconds remain. That is Leith. And Leith is jaw-jacking with the force. And it's tough to stand there and talk a lot of trash when you're down 38-0. So I'm a little bit surprised there. Now, if I were a coach, I'd be like, hey, guys, you know, so blocks him, not to be confused with block him. Shotgun formation, there's a snap, and here it comes number 41, who has been back there all day. And I think that's going to do it for the first half, folks. There it is, 38-0 as we get ready to go in the half. I'm going to try to catch up with Coach Dre and talk to him a little bit.
LJ, y'all walk up this way. Walk up this way.
So we're going to head up.
See, you can put the camera on these guys walking.
Well, I mean, somebody called the timeout.
That's not. I call the timeout.
I think that has been waved off. Okay, that is it for the half. So I'm going to walk down here to Coach Dre, try to catch up with him. Coach said it. Coach Dre, I just wanted to. It looks like you're going into halftime. I know you were concerned with your team being after having some time off. I'm still trying to find the rust. Now you're the coach, so you know where the rust is. But for the rest of these fans watching, they don't know where the rust is. You all look like the same old dominant force that you always are and have been. There's always the little things. Always the little things. There's nothing perfect in there. As a coach, what would you like to see your team do in the second half? Obviously, maintaining the defensive dominance, that's a given. But what thing are you seeing from an offensive and defensive standpoint that you would like to do or possibly come out with in the second half to try to work on as you go forward? Because the playoffs are coming. Now, I do agree with you. There were a couple of drop balls. Now, obviously, I noticed they made some adjustments. They haven't really played bad. They've had a couple of times where the coverage broke down. But overall, what have you seen from the Chargers that says, hey, we need to work on that from an offensive standpoint?
Not to be cocky number.
What you want to do, I ain't mad at you. So, good to talk with you. Well, I'll let you later, Coach. There you have it.
Vegas has become one of America's fastest growing cities. Anrod Animal Hospital welcomes anyone who is committed to practicing the best veterinary medicine. We hold ourselves to the highest of medical standards and remain accountable for ensuring that clients and their pets receive optimal service and care. Visit our website at AnnRoadAH.com and apply today.
All right, fans, we're looking at the first half of this game, and dominance does not begin to clearly describe what has been happening or what we've been witness to today. Of course, my counterpart, Mr. Colley, has stepped away for a moment, but I'm guarantee you he would say, or he'd probably have a few other colloquialisms to use to describe what we have been seeing. I don't know what the Chargers are going to do in the second half. Now, it's my understanding that now they do have a hot clock rule, but it's my understanding that the coaches have to agree to it, and it looks like we might be playing under standard time. Unfortunately for the Chargers, if the first half looks anything, if the second half looks anything like the first half, I guess that's where I'm trying to get my thoughts together, because sometimes you're left kind of speechless, and that's saying a lot for me. But the force has been just completely dominant. They've had some penalties. We were interviewing Coach Dre at the half, and we had a few issues with the sound. But two things that he mentioned that were key is the number of silly penalties and dropping passes that they wish they should have been caught, where he had things where the ball was where it needed to be, but it didn't happen. So, this half, I'm just not sure what the Chargers are going to do. I know what the force intends to do, because if you look at the energy, if you look at the field right now, nothing's changed. So we'll be right back as we take to the field now as they get ready for the kickoff. I'm going to grab my long-range eyeballs. Bronson Young getting set for the kickoff. Jaquavius Epps along with Cordarius Leaf back deep to receive. And it's a real short kick. I'm surprised. Number 98 on the return. And that is Derek Parker Jr. And he's going to be brought down around the 37-yard line. We'll see how this half goes. And I think we got a different quarterback coming in for the second half. Well, I stand corrected. Number 10 is still back there, and that is DeMarcus Bloxham. Nope, Bloxham back there. They have a different quarterback. Another low snap, number 15. Trying to find someone. That is Nichols. Antonio Nichols now at quarterback for the Chargers. So the Chargers have made a switch at quarterback to try to find some spark. And we'll find out just how much, that works for them. But as usual, the Force's defense was camped out in their backfield. And poor Mr. Nichols had to get rid of it quickly. So much for that, right? Nichols with the handoff. He gives it to number 10. DeMarcus blocks him. And I think what it looks like this time is they intend to use Bloxham as more of a power runner because of his size. They did have number 24, Kadarius Leaf, back there, but, against that front of the force, you got to have some size and power, so this is maybe what they're looking for. Nonetheless, it's 3rd and 10 from the 37-yard line. And, Leroy, what are your thoughts on the first half? I tried to use the term utter dominance, but I'm afraid I need to break out a thesaurus to get it right.
Utter dominance, annihilation, destruction. I'm about close I can get to you right now.
Number 15 looking downfield, decides to keep it himself, and he is actually rolled into the first. Now, you got to remember, you got to be on the turf. And number 15, Antonio Nichols, was brought down by Thomas Sims, but he went down on Sims's body and was able to roll to the 48-yard line, thus it being a first down for the Chargers. So there's some spark right there. Now, I'm an Oklahoma native, so I'm familiar with the destructions that tornadoes can leave. I was kind of thinking along those lines, personally myself. But we see a change at quarterback. Now we've got 4 wide. Now, this is something we hadn't really seen from the Chargers, so this could be another low snap, and I have been saying all along, but look at Nichols.
Well,
no, it's not Nichols. Number
down.
10 blocks him. They call it dead ball.
Yes, his knee was down when he grabbed the ball. So his knee was down, so possession was down. But to be honest with you, this new quarterback looked like he's going to cause some problems for the force.
Yeah, he just might. But once again, and I mentioned this in the first half, the situation at center has to be resolved. Doesn't look like it's happened. So if you've got, you're snapping wide to the right or wide to the left or low, and now you got a quarterback who's not only taller than Bloxham. I mean, you can clearly see the difference with number 15. That's Antonio Nichols. If you're not getting that ball out, the shoot, if you will, and up where it's, grabbable, if he's having to reach all the way down, that's an even tougher sell.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know what the problem with the Chargers center, but he's had a bad game. He really has. He's been inconsistent. His blocking has not been good. I know the last 3 plays I done watched, he's been standing up as the tackle's been made.
Yeah, I can't argue that point there for sure. Now, something else, that's big number 65 for the Chargers. Looking at him, that's Andrew Isbell. Isbell has, not really been able to, you look at his technique, you could tell he's worn out. So it looks like they're finally going to get something straightened out here, and maybe there was a penalty and it got waved off or erroneous call.
Well, I think it's going to be a do-over. In their league rules, once you knee down, you're not actually down. So you're able to, play unless you're physically touched down.
Yeah, but I think the question was whether there's a nice pass, and you said it, that this guy might be a problem. Number 9 just refuses to go down. That is LaQuinn Callan. And I'm telling you, I'm going to give him the credit where it's due, because when you got big number 33 riding your back and you're still driving down the field, I ain't mad at you, kid. First down for the Chargers. And you mentioned a spark. Let's see if this continues and that they have it. Another low snap, but he gets out of there and gets rid of it.
I take it number 15 must have was in his car. They had to bring him out at halftime. The suspense. He had to put his cape on. He's making some amazing plays.
So you're saying, let's just wait till it's 38-0 and then really surprise him.
Yeah, let's wait till the game get out of control and then bring him in, right?
Well, I'd have to talk to Coach about that one. I sure hope that isn't the truth.
But they've just got it with intentional grounding No wide receiver in the area with inside
That
the
is
tackle
true.
box.
That is grounding all day long.
But if I was the coach, I'd be okay with it. Would it be intentional grounding or lose your quarterback?
Well, that's true.
I mean, it was about to get physical.
Yeah, there was a high school football game where a QB did some intentional grounding and the coach went nuts. I'll have to send you the link to that one. You and I both know who that coach is, but I'll just leave that where it lays. It's a little team to the east of us
Oh, I
in,
know what
in
you're
our
talking
region.
about.
I think you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got an idea.
All right, Nichols is back, has some pressure, rolls out of it, stretches out, still trying to find open man, dumps it off, has one. And that pass is going to be caught. That is number 98 once again, and that is Derek Parker Jr. with the catch. And, you know, they could have been in quite a jam, but now they got a 3rd and short, and that is a manageable 3rd down.
And one thing we're starting to see with this number 15 that came in at quarterback, he is elusive. He is elusive. He's not sitting in the pocket, and the forced defensive front is not getting to him.
Yeah, and that is absolutely what they need right now is somebody that can manage the pocket. And you know, first inclinations were that it was going to be a 3rd and 3, but now it's 3rd and 1. So even better still.
It's actually 3rd and 11.
No, well, there I go.
It's been a rough game, man. It's been long. Oh!
And 15 doesn't get away this time.
And there goes
Number
that
41,
man.
the usual suspects.
There go that man again, number 41.
Here's Grider. Sims back there getting a piece as well for the force.
Which now the question is, why wouldn't you go for it right now? You're down 38-0, and basically you don't have a punt game. You don't have any special teams, and nothing's going for you.
Well, you just answered your own question there, my friend. Why would you go for it right now? Because their special teams really
Not
not
special.
special.
Yeah.
And punting it, if you're going to shank it for 7 yards or 8 yards, you may as well go for it.
That's right. Because, like I said, the special teams is not special.
So they're at the 40-yard line. Nichols looking to make something happen. They're 4 wide, single man in the backfield. The extra blocker does nothing. Nichols still running for his life.
Oh!
And he's going to get popped, and there's a flag. That's going to be on the defender. That
was a fumble.
Yeah, but there's a flag.
No.
That won't matter. There's something that went wrong right there at the quarterback. And he just put, there it is, personal foul.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. That is exactly
All
what
he
they
had
call.
to do was get it out of his hands, and anything that happened afterwards is a higher risk and low reward. And, well, there it is. So we'll see, what they do.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an automatic first down.
Yeah, and if the Force wanted to send a message, they sure did. But I mean, I think for them, whoop-de-doo, 15 yards. So that ball is going to go to the 25-yard line, and it's going to net a fresh set of downs.
Now, one thing about that play, it was definitely roughing the passer, but that quarterback took a hit. And I think he's out.
Number 5 with the reception.
Oh!
And the Force has to be careful. You got to be careful in that area with that extracurricular activity. The number 5, Epps, the receiver. It's going to be tackled for a loss of about 3. So it'll be 2nd and 13. The ball goes to the 28. Clock continues to run. We're about to be under 7 minutes.
So now I wonder, have they lost the quarterback for the half now? I mean, he just came in, but he's out now.
Well, he got walloped for sure.
That he did. And I don't see
Man
him.
goes into motion. And I'm really surprised. I am surprised he had a release with number 7, Devin Reed, and he didn't take it. He threw it into dangerous territory. And that is number 10. DeMarcus blocks him. I'm stunned that he didn't see 7 sitting out there.
Right.
Get the ball to him and get him in space and let him be an athlete.
Definitely that. Get him in space. Get him in space and let him do what he want to do. I mean, what he does, basically.
So here we are, under 7 minutes.
Okay, the Chargers.
Okay, he's back.
I was going to say the Chargers finally got their quarterback back, so this could, like I said, may be very interesting.
Now let's see what Nichols does. Nichols looking downfield. He's caught up in traffic. Looks to his release, but it's too late. And that pass is going to fall incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now, yes, here you'd absolutely go for it. I mean, you're inside the 30. You got to make it work for him the last time.
Right. I mean, and then let's be honest now, the special teams is not that special.
You got that right. I don't see anybody coming out there to kick a field goal.
Now,
so the clock is continuing to run. And let's see, they're trying to get it sorted out on the field.
one thing I do want to touch on, the quarterback is holding that ball a tad bit much now. A little longer than he should be. And it's causing him to get himself in a little trouble. A little bind here and there.
Whoa! Oh, man. Well, you mentioned that he is holding the ball a little too long. I think the fact of the matter is he ain't getting any time. So the ball's going to be turned over on downs. But, I mean, they're not even getting time to look downfield.
You are right.
So while I agree with the premise of holding it too long, you got to have a chance to hold it long to begin with.
You are definitely correct about that. This game, you definitely haven't seen a lot of consistent 5-step drops by the Chargers.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is that the quarterbacks had a bit of tunnel vision. More than a bit of tunnel vision. And when you're doing that, the defense is just going to tee off on you because, I mean, you're not scaring anybody when you do that. Well, the usual suspect, that's number 24, Dunklin. Going up the middle a little bit. Gain of 3 on the play. Chargers defense reacting quickly. Juan Curtis doing what he's been doing all game for the Chargers.
And after this play here, I want to tell you about a little something there, Fred. Going to make you laugh.
We could certainly use that.
Well, this play made me laugh, but besides that.
I mean, there goes Louis.
What's that? There goes that man, right?
Yep, there goes Rashad.
Well, I was downstairs at halftime, and I ran into Mr. Chris McCarroll, number 62, for the Force. Mm-hmm. He wanted to make sure that we say on the radio, on the TV, on the live stream, here comes the Billy Gang. He referred to that offensive line as the Billy Gang. And I can see why. There's a lot of Billies out there.
There is. And they're not lacking any either on the coaching staff. I mean, if you're going to go in, oh, my goodness. Now, that one has got to be the only – well, I mean, he's had a couple of rough throws, but that has to be the roughest one Louis has thrown all game. And he threw that one straight up into traffic. I don't know – and he tends to throw with a sidearm.
Right, I've noticed
Now,
that.
that can haunt you. And he's done that since high school. Bright young man, talented, but he does throw with a sidearm. Now watch this. Nope, he's going straight up, coming back out. Here comes. He's sitting back there. See that sidearm?
Oh, yeah. Definitely throws with a sidearm.
Now, obviously it worked. Number 12 got it. And that is Christian Briscoe. On the defense was DeCorian Vanderbilt. But too little too late. The chains are going to move. And the Force are now in Charger territory. But that sidearm against the right team, defenses are going to key on that.
That sidearm is really going to get him in trouble. Against a more aggressive, taller team, he's definitely going to get in trouble with the sidearm. One thing we can say, the guy is at least elusive. Definitely big dual threat.
Oh, he is absolutely quick. There is no doubt about that. So not much happening on that last play. And the Force, our poor cameraman's getting photobombed.
But you got to love the intensity on the sideline.
Oh, yeah, the intensity's great. They're having a blast. Double coverage. And there's the flag. That is going to be oh, my goodness. You talk about a get-out-of-jail-free card if there ever was one. You throw into double coverage. And if you are the defense, you have got to be giving yourself the Macaulay Culkin, put your palms on your face and go, oh, because you got double coverage, number one. Two, it was a bit of a duck throw. And then you get the pass interference call that drags them to another first down. That literally was a rainbow gift from the sky, and they weren't able to capitalize on it.
Correct. Nothing I can say about that one. That's just perfectly described. Because, I mean, you literally gave them the ball back 4 new downs on the 1-yard line. Hey, it's not Christmas, but that was a gift.
Speaking of gifts, I want to thank my man over here bringing up some nachos. We got to do something.
Well, I'm going to be – I can't take credit for it. I ran past, going to the car, past the concession stand, and the good people at Footendale High School, I knew quite a few of them. Chris, he's running the concession stand.
Oh, Hudgy Bear.
Yeah. And Chris saw it was me, and he said, hey, Leroy, I got something for you. But I didn't, pay any attention. And he said, I'll bring it up there to you, and he brought us some nachos. So we definitely want to give a shout-out to the concession stand at Footendale High School. Great nachos, great food, great people.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the folks of Fultondale. I affectionately call Chris Hudgy Bear. So he got a false start against the Force. And, of course, we all go back a ways, youth football and everything else. So it's great being here in the community and being around people you know and you love and you care about, and that they know you and you're able to sit back and laugh and joke and clown around with them.
And one thing I'm going to touch on, Fred, give you some good news. A gentleman we both used to coach, Jordan
Talking about Jay Boogie?
Jay Boogie.
Yes, I'm
Gordon.
I got the offers.
Oh, Gordon, that's right. I'm going to let you know. He got another offer today.
Well, that is awesome. And, that's the thing, is when you're coaching these kids and you're watching them and you're seeing them become young men and women. I was tickled to death. I was standing on the sideline at state title game in Tuscaloosa with Clay Chalkville, and DJ Dale comes up to me. He says, "This is my wife," or something. I'm like, "Huh?" Because I remember him as a baby, and so it's seeing those guys even down there. He's playing for the Chargers. Eric Blockham, Jet Davis. I can name a bunch of them from over in the Cougar community that I see, and even some of the at other schools that you just had different encounters with, and that includes Bo Nix. I remember when he was at Scottsboro before he got to Pinson Valley. So it's really a great thing to watch these young men grow and become not just great young men, but great citizens and participants in their community. And there it is.
Big 33.
Big 33. If he ain't getting the 2-point conversions, if he ain't scoring a touchdown, if he ain't throwing a touchdown, what is it? What are they going to do with him next?
I think he's playing. He's playing, and he was in the back at halftime trying on his referee uniform.
Oh, well, he might as well.
So he's wearing the white hat fourth quarter.
I want to see that.
Is it safe to say this game has got out of control?
Yes.
Definitely safe to say this game's got out of control.
But it is not a hot clock because it is stopping.
Well,
I'm at the point now where I'm asking myself what the over-under is going to be. And right now, there's definitely more over than under.
More over than under. At this time, if he was playing Tecmo Bowl back in our younger age,
Oh, yeah.
you'll cut the game off.
Now, we go outside and play for real.
Because this has really gotten personal.
And, yes, I would say that is that's about as correct a statement as it gets. So this is and look, let's be fair to the Chargers. I know we're sitting here, we're joking around, we're trying to keep it light, and we're clowning around a little bit. We want to thank you guys. Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. On X, aka Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're here for you, and part of the game. Hey, it's entertainment. Something, but sometimes you have games like this, and you just gotta keep it going. But to credit to the Chargers, man sakes alive, they are not quitting. They're not walking off the field. They're not throwing their helmets around. They're not waving their hands in the air. So I want to give them their due because, that's what's called manning up. And they're doing it.
And like you
they're
said,
still going.
And like you said, I do want to give let's get one thing understood. We're joking about the Chargers, we're joking about the game, we're joking about the efforts and stuff like that. But unless you've been on that field, you can't really, really, really understand what they're going through. I mean, each play is like a car crash at 30 miles an hour. And these guys going to wake up in the morning sore, hurting, and still have to go to work. But they're out here and they showing effort. They don't quit. They actually being a man. So with that being said, I see a lot of kids that are being in this predicament right now, throw their helmets, sit on the sideline and pout, cry, whine to the referees. The Chargers are not doing any of that. They're still playing with class, holding their head up and taking it on the chin and saying, hey, eventually we're gonna break through this wall.
There's a term for that. It's called heart.
That's definitely it.
They're playing with heart. So we want to say kudos to them. You know, like I said, we're all here, and we're all here to have a good time. So that play is blown dead. We'll see what the white hat has to say. Offsides against the Force. Like they needed to hurry up.
In a funny point.
But that's to the point that Coach Dre was saying. You know, in a critical contest, that could be the penalty that makes or breaks you. Now,
Correct.
you know, you're up 45-0. Okay, yeah, we got, you know, offsides. But if it's 10-7 and they're driving, and let's say they've got that guy that can kick, or they got that guy that can slip on a skinny post or something and get away from you, that can cost you.
But you
So
know,
Coach Dre is absolutely right. You know, just because you're having a whale of a game and you're dominating, it doesn't mean the little things don't count.
But it go back to what we were talking about before. It's all about discipline. This comes back to discipline. I mean, truly come back to discipline. You know, that's what everybody say what make Nick Saban such a great coach. No matter how far up they're winning, no matter what they're doing, he's still being disciplined.
Now that shovel pass was fantastic. Number 15, Antonio Nichols, slipping it to number 24, Cordarius Leaf, and nets a first down.
Now, one thing I do want to touch on with number 15, and I think it's safe to say this right now as we go into going into the fourth quarter now, he has generated more yards in the third quarter than the Chargers has generated all game. So, I mean, I want y'all to think about that. So, number 15, I don't know where he was at. Maybe he was in the bathroom putting on his Superman cape. But he has come out and gave the Force a actual game in the third quarter. Because, to be honest, in the third quarter, that game has actually been closer than any other quarter with the third quarter.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm just not sure. I mean, I thought I saw him over there at the start of the contest. I don't know. But it's a head scratcher because DeMarcus Bloxham shows as a QB. Nichols shows as a wide receiver. So there's that. I'm just saying that's what their roster shows them as. That's what they're listed as. So I guess we'll get that figured out later on, and maybe we'll discover some things. We're going to take a quick commercial break as we're in between quarters, and they're getting some things situated, and we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we are back. And just as fast as we come back, there's a whistle. And it's a false start. Well, I will say this, and I'm going to give credit to the officials. They are doing their job. The officials are doing their job. But if I owned the laundry, I'd be rich tonight.
This game has gotten sloppy toward the end. It's definitely getting sloppy now on both sides. But now one thing we are starting to see with this Force defensive front, it's starting to get a little porous now.
Well, I mean, but that comes with playing three quarters. And you see the hands on the hips?
Yeah. But now let's be honest now. That's not the same front four that we seen the whole game.
No.
You missing the big belly.
Mm-hmm.
He's not out there. Number 9, he's not out there. He's on the sideline having a Coke and a smile, I think. Well, 44 is still out there, and 41. So, I guess it is the same front.
Pretty much there, but there goes number 10. And he's not the fastest in the room, but he's fast enough to get him a first down.
That is.
DeMarcus Bloxham bowls his way through the Force defensive front. And I'm telling you, you know what? At this point, you know what these guys are playing for? They don't want to be shut out.
Don't no team want to be shut out. And that's to be positive. Don't no team want to be shut out.
No doubt about that. They do. They don't want that. And so we got another false start. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 33. And we are about 13 and a half remaining in the contest. So we have shotgun formation. We got 4 wide, stacked 2 high. Oh! That is the kind of foolish play that Coach Dre has talked about with his team. Now, whatever personal beefs you got, you cast that aside. You let that go, because what's going to happen is you end up with a scrum, and then you got to break all that up, and then they got to sort it out. And that was just not called for at all.
That was just stupid. I mean, there's no other way around saying that. That was just stupid. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a first down now for sure. So, and the official takes the long walk into forced territory. And that ball is going to be spotted at the 18-yard line. Coach Dre has got to be having a bit of a fit.
Of course. I mean, he got to be on the sideline in this guy's ear, because that doesn't make any sense. You give up the first down. You put him back in scoring position on something stupid. I mean, it wasn't like the whistle wasn't blown 2 seconds before he hit him.
And clearly was an incomplete pass. But I got to admit, they have the Chargers have definitely shown some life here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they are definitely moving around. And, I mean, I don't know what number 15 brought to the table, but he has injected some life in this Chargers team.
So we're inside 13 minutes. Trips right. And there's another
There
flag.
goes another flag.
And that came from way downtown.
And that's a holding flag there. That looked like a holding call. Holding or face mask?
I'm leaning towards face mask simply because, I mean, typically with a holding penalty, you don't see it coming from that far away. Yep, they said it's a holding.
And it's a holding. I guarantee it was on number 65, that center.
No doubt.
I mean, you coming out for this umpire to make that throw. That's all he's watching at the center. And he's 5 yards deep.
Yeah, and he's been on the struggle bus all day.
Yeah, they've been kind of beating up on him. And, what they say, they rolled him rolled him hard and put him up wet.
There you go. You're absolutely right. So when they got a free 15 due to the personal foul, they cost themselves 10 due to the hold. So now it's 2nd and 20. Backwards is the last thing you wanted to do. 15 rolling out to his right, puts up a rainbow, has him back there, and it's picked off.
Interception. But I think our cameraman moved so quickly, people did not see the shot that number 15 took as well.
Oh, yeah, he got hammered. He absolutely got hammered.
This game here has to be a rivalry game. I mean, the emotion that's in this game right now, it has to be a rivalry game.
Bruh, you just don't know how close you are to that one.
I mean, this game here is very, 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 very touchy, I guess you could say right now.
Bruh, you just don't know how close you are to that one. So, the force back there doing some things. I got a feeling that we're going to see everything come out the bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to call this time. They probably have some sandlot plays at this point.
Right now, they're just drawing it on one of the belly right now, every play.
So it's kind of like this. I want you to do a skinny post around the navel and fly route.
That's right. Now, you see the coaches out there on the field right now, because to be honest with you, the quarterback was sliding in and took a shot.
He was.
Which should have been.
It could have been roughing, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what Coach Dre is talking about, I'm sure, with the official. He's saying, hey, you called it on us. Why not them?
And I may be honest with you, this game is physical, and you do want to protect your players.
Right. So Coach Dre has every right to be out there and saying what he's saying. So let's see here. Louis taking a break from quarterback. Number 13, Latravion Armstrong in the shotgun formation. You've also got Denzel Ransom in there now as well. So you've got a few new faces.
Seems like the coach has emptied the bench. Oh,
Look
what
at that
arm.
right there.
Nice arm.
Number 17 with the stiff arm to 87.
It seemed like the force is trying to break the scoreboard today.
Yeah, and that's Darren Clark with the catch. Number 13 with the throw. And that is Latravion Armstrong. And, I mean, he put that thing on a rope, catching him in stride. You ever see a pinball machine?
Yeah.
If that thing goes ding, 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 ding. So,
It definitely seemed like that what he was doing. He was bouncing back before the defenders.
yeah, I'm just saying that, if I hear that, I'm going to be like, what? A little miscommunication on the handoff, and that's Coleman. I mean, number 90 and 0, Curtis. Wrap them up. So we're under 9 minutes. Clock continues to wind its way down. I want to give a shout out, too, to Coach Kel Fells because, this is the field that his kids play on. And that's another great guy who I consider a friend and have some history with. He's out here at Fultondale doing a great job with that program. So I want to make sure we give him a shout out as well. You talking about belly gang? I'm looking at Jones.
You say looking at Jones.
I don't even know why he pulled his shirt back down.
Which one was Jones?
He's right there. See the black? Look at the ball, that black you see when he's down. There you go. Pull him on up, big boy.
Say, pull him up.
Now, Jones is number 59.
Yeah, that's a big guy. It seems like nobody for the Force have belts in their pants.
Well, I mean, you know, some of the newer ones don't even come with those. And I mean, even if it was the older ones, is there one big enough? Hey, you remember that movie, Wildcats?
Yeah.
With Goldie Hawn?
Yeah, with
She was
Finch.
a female, yeah, Finch.
Yeah.
And they didn't have one to fit Finch.
Yeah.
No, there you go.
Another history lesson.
So that pass is complete. And he's inside the 15-yard line. That is number 2, Bowers, with the reception. It is 3rd down. So Forrest letting the clock just wind down. And regardless of what that clock on the board is doing, there is a play clock. There's the snap. Number 13 puts it up in the air, and it is caught. Now it's a touchdown. It was on a tightrope. He kept his toes in bounds. And who do you think got the catch?
That'll be that number 17.
You win the prize. That was Darren Clark, absolutely, getting the job done once again for the Force.
Now, I'm not going to let him slide on this one. Now, that's 2 touchdown catches for Darren Clark. But it should have been 5.
That goes back to what Coach Dre was saying, drop balls. So,
Drop balls, lack of effort.
Yep.
Alligator arms. I mean, he's too long to not make a lot of plays that he should be making. I mean, he seemed to be a great player. He really does. He definitely seemed to be a great player.
He does, and I've seen his games, and he's had some really fantastic games. He's having a great game today. And like I said, there's things that get masked when you see scores like this.
Right.
So the question becomes, okay, you know, when they were in Georgia and they had that 10-7 contest going, and the conversion is good.
Oh, he dropped that.
Well, he put his hands up initially, so I guess he changed his mind.
He definitely dropped it. But one thing I want to touch on now, I'm picking on number 17, Mr. Darren, but, you know, I look for perfection. I mean, he's had a great game. He's doing a good job. But, you know, the only way to go is up. You never want to go down.
Well, that's true, but, you know, when you finally meet that opponent, and like I said, games like this tend to hide a lot of mistakes. And I don't care what kind of player you are. When you're winning, and you're constantly succeeding, it gets lost in the shuffle. Because, yeah, I'm trying to work on my catches. I want to get better. You don't have the sting of either that mistake costing you personally or costing your team or possibly professionally, because I'm able to get away with these because it's covered up by a big score, great defense, great offense surrounding you. It masks a lot of things. So how do you combat that? Will he combat that? Or is it going to take that kind of wake-up call?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, with that being said, I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a statement. It's going to be an unpopular statement, so I'm not going to put in the names to it, okay? But I witnessed one quarterback who rolled the shoulders of a wide receiving core that's probably been the best in the state for years. Mm-hmm. straight to the NFL. Now, the question is, will the NFL see how good he really is? Good question, isn't it? Because I'm going to be honest with you now, that receiving core had 5 wide receivers on it, and all 5 of them made it to the NFL.
We'll see.
Now, that is a wide receiving core that was in high school that was pretty much unstoppable. Unstoppable.
We will absolutely see.
So, definitely, I'm looking forward to August.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot to see and a lot to talk about as these kids matriculate on and as we see the next bunch come up. And, to be honest with you, we're going to see some of these guys here in in these leagues as well. They're going to find a way to continue to play. There's a lot of opportunities out there. You've got, obviously, your arena leagues. You've got these leagues. Obviously, you got the UFL now. And to their credit, they're looking for, talent not just from the college level. They scout guys at this level. It happens. So the game of football is wide open now. Where it used to be very, very narrow. You knew that this was the path. It was the only way to go. There's a lot of opportunities that are now being created because of leagues like this. And not only that, you get a chance to continue to play the game.
That's right. I mean, you
so
get
if you're putting in the work, and it's hard, real hard, but if you're putting in the work and doing it enough to actually get somebody to put an eye on you, hey, sky's the limit.
You're right. I mean, that's one reason I definitely like coming to see these guys play here at this level here, because we know they're playing for the love. I mean, that's what they come out here for. They're playing for the love of the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they get beat up on your body the way they're getting beat up on.
Yeah, like you said, hey, time to go to work.
Yeah.
Go take your son to bat and practice.
That's it.
So it's not nothing but love and credit to these guys. So what have we got going on down here?
I may have an injury. Is it an injury? Nope. There's nobody on the knee, so I'm not too sure. I just saw the crowd in the back over there in the corner.
I saw the trainers out there, bringing water.
I guess he finally took a timeout, huh? He want to take a break with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock. Be honest with you, you should have took that break early in the game.
All of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's taking 2 timeouts this entire game. Roughly 3.
He's taking 3, but spread out over the contest. Yeah. And that's one thing we talked about before, breaking the tempo.
Yeah.
That's something that's huge that you have to do is break the tempo.
I said, this game here is it's pretty much a nail in the coffin. I mean, besides some miraculous happened.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's a nail in the coffin. The hearse is already down the road. So
what's it? Already put this one in the grave.
That's all. The hearse is all. The procession is on the way.
So if we was to do a play of the game, who would you call your play of the game for the day?
Well, defensively for me, it's great because that front four is what it is. But Ryan Grider, he has just been disruptive all game. It's almost as if, you always have the guy that is the linchpin or the key.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's him.
Yeah, I mean.
It's not about, the flashy plays, the big hits. Just the consistency with what he's done back there to kind of set up everything. Just, hey, I get back there, I'm flushing him out the pocket. Fine. My teammate gets to eat. I'm down with that. But that to me is him, number 41.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, I'm trying to find that roster once again. To me, it's going to be Mr. Allen Robertson. Mr. Allen Robertson. He's just like Grind. He's on that defensive front. Mm-hmm. He's been disruptive. Has 2 sacks. Made a lot of forceful plays up front. But like you said, that entire defensive line has been remarkable.
Well, see, Mr. Robertson, to be fair, he's had his shine. When he was playing there up against the Commandos, I was like, yeah.
Nah,
But he does what he does. But that's why I was saying, 41.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's be honest. If this was a boxing match and I had 41-9, and we get to the end of the boxing match, I'm gonna take points off for number 9 because I'm tired of looking at his belly hanging out his shirt. So I'm gonna give it to 41.
Yeah, the belly penalty. I like that.
Yeah, you gotta get the belly
clause.
penalty. Yes, but he has a remarkable game.
No, he's had a remarkable game. But like I said, I just love the way that Grider has really set up by doing what he has to do, not necessarily being the guy. You don't always have to get the sack.
Right.
You don't always have to make the big hit. But if you set your teammates up to succeed, he has done absolutely that. That is what you call an anchor.
And that is what's crazy. That's him coming out the field right now. So I guess you can say he's getting his standing ovation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and he's been in there the whole time.
Yeah, he's played remarkable, man. I mean, you cannot take anything from him. I mean, that defensive front, him, that number 9, number 44, hey, those guys have played an outstanding game. Outstanding. Because to be honest with you, another turnover.
Yep. And offensively, the ball has been spread around so much.
And to me, I mean, offensively, I'm going to give it to
I'm thinking 33.
33. I'm going to say the
Because like I said, the only thing he hadn't done was put on a jersey, put a kick field goal, put on a ref's jersey.
And see, I'm going to give it to the orchestrator, Rashard Louis. Rashard Louis has had a game. He has easily thrown for over 200 yards.
Oh, no doubt.
And definitely over 50 yards rushing.
But the defense is just kind of like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you blow that kind of coverage and you make it that easy, look, as much as I love Patrick Mahomes, he's the player of the game. I said, no, he's a quarterback and has a Gatorade sponsorship. That guy right there, look, if I could sit there and throw it where I could throw it and get a completion out of it because they're that wide open. Like I said, I appreciate what he does. I'm not taking anything away from what he does, but that makes it way too easy. 33, the 2-point conversion, the touchdown pass, getting in there, running hard, and when he's not expected to run hard. And guess what his position is normally?
What's that?
He's listed as athlete.
So he's doing it all.
He's just doing it all. So he was doing it all night. So I think I would, I'd probably plant my flag there for offense with Trey Hayes and defensively with Ryan Grider, just watching what they've done, and actually, outside of the conversion where he basically bowled everybody over because no one saw it coming. That kind of reminded me of when Shaq, we nicknamed him Shaq against Thompson.
Oh yeah, that 2-point conversion at the end, yeah.
But. So he's just been quietly just doing his job. And these guys doing what I call lunchbox guys.
Oh, yeah. They just carry the box. They tote the load.
Grab the lunch pail.
That's it. Come to work.
I thought there was sure enough going to be a flag on that one because he basically tackled him midair before the ball got to him. But
yeah, right now the referee's definitely trying to get us out the game.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
they know what's up.
Penalties out the window right now.
They know what's up.
And like I said, I mean, my thing was with Lewis. I mean, the orchestrator. And don't get me wrong, now, that defense basically brought him the car. He just had to pull out the keys.
And that's it.
I mean, let's be honest, okay? He's had tremendous field position all game. And now, don't get me wrong, he has a slew of weapons because the backfield he's having, the backfield and the wide receivers are outrageous.
Absolutely.
And let's be honest, he has had no pressure from the belly game. The belly game has kept his jersey clean.
That's right. Well, fans, I'm going to put it in the great hands of my counterpart here, Mr. Colley. I'm going to head down to the field to have a chat with Mr. Grider and Mr. Hayes, and I'll be back with you on the sideline in just a few.
All right, we're still looking at it's going to be the score is 51-0. Forces beating the Chargers. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game in the fourth quarter. While if you follow the game so far, you've noticed they're coming out spread formations. Mr. Louis It's just basically taking his shots. Downfield, by this time, you can look at the Chargers and you can tell they're full of fatigue. They're beat up right now. They're kind of drawing down a little bit. However, with them being beat up the way they're being beat up, they put forth a great effort, okay? And this game here, even though it's tremendously lopsided by score, the Chargers defense actually put on a great performance. I can say great performance. We'll say a good performance. The Chargers defense put on a good performance against that Force offense. It's just the Chargers offense could not produce anything in the first half. And since they couldn't produce anything in the first half, the Force took advantage of it. And taking advantage of the entire first half put the Chargers in a deep, deep hole. Now, the new quarterback that came in after halftime, number 15, he has I guess you could say, at the end of the game, at the second half, number 15 actually invoted a little life into the game. And that's been the story of the game right there. Drop balls, interceptions, busted plays. So that's been the story of the game. So that's what's really, really been holding this Chargers team away. The Chargers offensive line has not produced today. They have been beat up, beat down, drugged down, and pretty much every other thing you can find. But, like I said, besides that, though, I do want to give respect to every last one of them young men out there playing today. Y'all could have been doing something worse. Y'all could be doing something unproductive. At least y'all doing something productive. So we want to touch on that. So I do want to commend y'all on that. And that's from me, Moxie Media, and everyone. We definitely want to commend you on putting forth the effort. Now, with that being said, also, everyone that's watching, please share the videos. Please tell your friends. We stream live on YouTube, TikTok. I'm sorry, not TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, along with Facebook. If you want to book Moxie Media Productions for any gathering or anything that you have set forth, please reach out. We will come through. We will service you. We do work high school games, semi-pro, college, along with Little League and special events. Anything, hey, we'll try to get there for you. But I do want everyone to make sure we can keep this coming to y'all free. Please smash that like button.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah, get right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so smash that like button. If you see anything in the comments you'd like to see us do, please leave a comment. Okay? But please, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the share button. We're going to be coming to you live shortly from the field.
All right. Guys, we're going to be coming to you live from the sideline in just a few. Hit that thumbs up, that like button, X, YouTube, Facebook. Hey, we are glad that you all are here with us this evening. We have had a great time. It has been a lot of fun. We got about a minute left in the contest. And so we're going to try to catch up with a couple of the players. We're going to catch up with our offensive line. We got some young fans here. You guys want to get on camera? Yeah, sure they do. Look at these little guys here. No, all right. Now you can't hog the camera now. So we got a lot of young fans out here, and they're having a great time. And he says they got young guys that play football as well. So we're all out here having a good time under the lights here at Fultondale High School. And 30 seconds remain. This thing is just this is one of those clocks that just kind of keeps like an everlasting gobstopper. Just doesn't seem to quit. So we are waiting for this contest to end. And we're looking back. Let's see if the clock starts again and they just let it kind of go about its own way. And That's all we're waiting for here. This one has been over, to be honest with you. It is 51-0, if you didn't know already. And so these guys have moved into this league, and they have dominated. They are the number one team in 3A North for the league. So you're probably hearing some things on the sideline. That's a little bit rough. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting.
If you're not Team Force, you're a hater.
I think that's going to wrap it up, folks. We'll be there.
Hi. 51 zip is done.
And there it is, folks. They are celebrating their victory. I want to get number 33 here if I can get him. And Grider. As they've got the smoke going on the field here. I did catch up to number 41. That's Grider. Yeah, we were sitting up there talking about who we would see as our player of the game. I think number 33 is already headed for the hills, but that's okay. Defensively, you guys were just lights out. And, you know, we have a philosophy that you can have a bunch of guys, they can get the tackles, they can get the highlight reel, but there's always that anchor, there's that linchpin that makes it all go, the kind of the engine that makes it all go, and that seems to be what you were doing. As soon as that play got disrupted, you were wreaking havoc. They had to roll out, and you were feeding your defense. How do you see that?
Man, I can't take all the credit. You know, we're a team. We're a family. Man, I mean, we play good together. I lean on them, and they lean on me.
Well, I could definitely tell you guys are leaning on each other, and I thought the scoreboard was going to turn to like a pinball machine for a second there, because they really couldn't get anything going. They had a couple of good plays. They brought in another quarterback who could scramble and get out of there. How did you guys adjust to that?
Man, we just did our assignment the right way. We listened to Coach, do what he said. Like I said, we play as a team, and we just do the little things we're supposed to do.
And that's the big thing. That's the little thing. Well, thank you. That was a great game that we had you play. That we saw you play, and good luck the rest of the way. You guys are headed to the playoffs, right? Awesome. All right. What can we say? They are headed to the playoffs. If you are in this league and you see this team coming, well, you better be ready to strap it up, because they are coming, and they are coming hard. They left this game with nothing more than championship on their mind. And I would be the last person to doubt them. So we thank you for being with us here in Moxie Media. Like it, thumbs up, X, a.k.a. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be on the lookout for the other Oh, here he is. There's number 33. All right. So, look, I want to make sure I got that name right on the back of that jersey. I saw a battle back there. I want to make sure. I said, wait a minute, I got the roster.
Yes, sir. My name is Uvakius McGee.
McGee, that's what I thought. So I was like, wait a minute, I see what the roster says, but that ain't what the jersey says. Now, let's see. Did I see that? Did I see that right? Let's see. 2-point conversion. I saw it was a touchdown throw. I'm like, what is it? What does he not do? Is he going to turn around and bake some cookies next? I mean, how do you feel about this contest? Now I know there's a little bit of salt out there, but from just a strict gameplay standpoint, I know you guys are getting ready for the playoffs. How you feel about that right now?
Man, I feel pretty good, man. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun and going out here and just giving it your all. And that's one of the things that I try to do, going out here no matter who it is. I mean, whether you good, whether you bad, no matter how it is, I'm going out there and doing what I need to do.
Well, I can definitely tell that because that was definitely the definition of doing whatever it is you needed to do. You know, in the NBA, they call them the sixth man or whatever. You definitely weren't a sixth man. You just did six-man things. Well, you want me here? Fine. You want me over here? Fine. You want me to throw it? Fine. I'll do that. What do you want me to do? But you want me to barbecue? Fine. So that sounds like I'm waiting to see what was next. So we had a lot of fun watching you today. Good luck the rest of the way. You guys ready for the playoffs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. First game starting. You know, I feel pretty good about going into the playoffs, man. So it's kind of like, you know, we're going right in, man. Hard nose football, man. Let's go.
Now, you know, this, like I said, this is a new league for y'all this year, and y'all absolutely moved into their house, if you will, and put them on notice. Would that be a fairly good statement?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. This is my first time playing with the Force and against the Chargers, so I already know as far as like the rivalry, you know, I just want to help my boys, you know, win. That's all it is, man.
I like that, my boys. That's that unity. That's that teamwork. It don't get no better than that. And here comes Coach Dre. Let me holler at Coach Dre right quick. Oh, this is Coach Dre's front.
Not the name on the back.
This is his protege.
About the name that's on the front, not the one that's on the back.
I like that. Name that's on the front.
Day one. Nobody can compete with us. We've been talking to them.
Hey, Coach, I tell you, your players, man, sakes a lot.
A little closer,
This is. I'm looking forward to this playoff run. This is gonna be something.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna keep taking it one game at a time, though. We're gonna see how the chips fall.
Well, right now, you know, on the field, looks like nobody can touch you. The only 7 points I've seen came in the state of Georgia, and not much else happening elsewhere. And even then, I'm starting to wonder, was it just lucky? But
I mean, we just coming out and we balling. We still got some room for improvement on offense, defense, but we clicking now. So if anybody gonna beat us, they're gonna have to come with it.
That's absolutely right, folks. They're gonna have to come with it. Coach Dre, outstanding work. Outstanding work. We're looking forward to seeing y'all in the playoffs. We watching. So, hey, they got the Tigers next. Good luck. That's all I can tell you. 51-0. Another dominant performance by the Force. Once again, brought to you by Moxie Media. Hit that like on Facebook, on X, which is Twitter, on YouTube. Show us that love. We're here for you, the fans. Tune in on the next one, and we'll see you then. Have a good night.